My name is Sarah Silverman, and I feel ambivalent, I guess, or let's...
Well, that's just fantastic.
Oh.
That's great. No, that's wonderful.
They don't...
Kings and queens, royalty has done this podcast.
Really? Who?
I didn't think you'd follow up with a question.
What king?
No king.
What queen?
I made it up. I was trying to con you into thinking that it was a much bigger deal than it was. And now I have to come clean. I don't believe we've had a king or a queen.
Have you had a princess?
No.
No. We haven't had any royalty.
No royalty at all.
And so I understand now why you're ambivalent about being on this podcast.
Yeah, I mean, come on.
Who would we get? I don't even know who we would get.
Any member of any royal family.
You get Harry and
that's
Meghan.
How it works. Well, how do we do that? I don't have any pull with those people.
I mean, I feel like the ones in those smaller royal families would totally come on.
We could maybe
ask
get
them to fly themselves here.
Yeah, put themselves up. Very strange opening to a podcast interview. And like I say, I've talked to kings, queens. I've talked to them all, from Bogey to Bacall, but I love you. I do, and I have for a long time. And we've been in the comedy trenches together. I like to act like it's sort of like trench warfare.
Yeah.
When doing comedy is nothing like trench warfare.
Right.
Dysentery, rats, bullets flying. I remember when you first came on my show in, I think it was 1993, when you were 7 years old.
That's right.
You were just a tiny, tiny kid when you came on my show for the first time. And I was like your friendly old uncle.
I was frightened.
Your name was more of a creepy uncle?
No, just to, be on TV.
Oh, you were afraid to be on TV?
No, I don't know.
Maybe you were. I don't know. Were
but
you?
Being on your show is the best.
Well, thank you. But you always seemed fearless. Always. And I know that that's not true, but you're really good at faking it.
Right. Thank you.
And you're really good at going out there with really smart, very edgy material and selling it. And afterwards, you leave this impression of sweetness and light. And I always think, how is that possible? Do you know what I mean? It's a magic trick you managed to pull off.
It's like an aftertaste.
There is. There's a very pleasant, God loves Sarah. She's so great after you're done. And then when I look at the transcript of some of the things that you've said, I want to have you arrested. So it's a very, very cool thing that you do.
Thank you.
This is over now.
Funny to say.
We're done. We're done. There was no question. I was just saying nice things about you. I was happy. I walked into the office, and you had already gotten here. And I walked upstairs, and immediately I see you wearing a Filson's winter hat, which makes me really happy. I know you're from New Hampshire.
Yeah.
I'm from Massachusetts. I'm willing the weather to be colder than it is here in Los Angeles. So I'm wearing I think you described it as very sexy and manly. Maybe I said that.
I think it's what it is it's, I would say this is LA rugged, but you know how you can buy $1,000 sneakers that look like they're used and jeans with holes in them and they're expensive?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm just saying, if this were for actual cold weather, it would be lined.
It would be lined. It's not lined. You're
and
right.
What is this new fancy thing of unlined clothes? That's cheaper.
Well, I don't think this is I'm honestly saying this is not a very expensive
Is it a jacket or a shirt?
It's called a shacket.
Is it really?
No, I just made that up. It's kind of a halfway between. Who makes it? It's not like this fancy company.
It is a company called
Flint and Tinder. Yeah.
Oh, you knew?
Well, the minute you said Flint, I knew what it was. Flint and Tinder.
Flint and Tinder.
And I'm not doing an ad for them, but if they want to send me some stuff, I'll split it with you.
Okay. It is nice though. I'm negging you because I read The Game, and I heard
people?
that brings them. I prey on your insecurities that you'll want from me more if I neg you. I'm always current. It's from about 19 years ago.
Yeah, that's fine. It was current 19 years ago.
When people on the internet go well, remember when you used to be funny? Or is that just me?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
I've never had, this is interesting. I'm the only celebrity that's never had a negative thing said about me in social media.
Oh my God, that's amazing.
I've had them scrub the entire internet since 1993. It's unbelievable. Not one negative comment ever of any kind.
Oh my God.
So anyway, you get that sometimes? Remember when you used to be funny?
Yeah, I do. But I get that and I go, oh, these jerks, they're, whatever. But then last night I was like, I remembered some old material and I was like, I did used to be way funnier. I mean, that is, and I do remember it. I mean, I was pretty hardcore funny.
Yeah. You know? It's funny because my response would be, you used to think I was funny? Wow. Like what year specifically? 1995. What's that?
You're all red. I just wanted to see my fingerprint.
Oh, am I all red?
Yeah, you just suddenly got red.
I think because I am, as we all know, very white. And when I laugh or show joy, my face gets red in that Irish way. And then, yes, you can put your palm on my forehead. And if you take it off quickly.
Yeah. Oh, there you go. Oh, my God.
Oh, my God.
Cool, right?
Yeah, it's really fun.
Is it cool?
Well, the problem is I just burst a vessel in my brain. So I've got about 30 seconds to live.
Yeah. Isn't it funny what we do for...
To get a laugh.
I mean, I can like make my hand like really like contorted, like, like this.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Look at that.
And people go, how do you do that? I go, it hurts. I just like, that's how bad I want attention, I guess.
Oh, it is... I can't do that at all.
Just painful.
That looks insane. I mean, look at that. That is...
Oh, my
absolute...
God.
We'll take a picture so you can post a still.
Well, I think we already got it. Look at that.
What? Is this a video podcast?
Yeah.
Is it really?
Sure, why not?
Oh, no.
No, you look amazing.
I
You look
guess.
fantastic. I to that point, if I thought I could make... It's got to be a pretty good-sized crowd. I'm going to say at least 3,500.
Oh.
Let's talk like Beacon Theater, some big crowd.
Yeah,
But
wow.
if I thought it would get a really big, great reaction, I would shatter my pelvis. If I knew that was going to happen beforehand and they said it's going to really hurt and it'll be like a year before you walk again and you're going to have a lot of pins, I'd be saying, but how hard do they laugh?
Right.
And they'd say, well, it's like a 4 minute, 4 minutes. Wow.
My name is Sarah Silverman, and I feel rejoice/dead inside
About being
Conan O'Brien's friend.
I love how you had to look down at the
Ever
paper to
since
see what my name is. We met in 1993. You're one of my earliest talk show guests.
Yes.
And you're checking the page to see what my name is.
I didn't know if it was just Conan or Conan O'Brien.
I'm never sure.
O'Brien.
I wish I could be me. I'm my favorite member of my family tree.
What the fuck? What?
See, this is why we need to roll. We're actually rolling now.
Oh, we are. I thought I heard
Was that
every one of
rolling?
your crazy songs.
Okay,
but that one I'd never heard before.
We're starting this podcast with that song.
We're in right now. Okay. Well, yes, I'm Conan O'Brien, and then blah blah blah, sona, blah blah blah. And listen, I say so much nonsense all the time that I'm always stunned when something burbles out of my mouth that you haven't heard before.
Me too.
But I just did it.
Yeah.
I just said, what did I say? My favorite person is me. I'm my favorite member of my family tree.
I want to be me.
I want to be me because I'm my favorite member of my family tree.
Did you just make that up?
I think I did.
I've never heard it
I don't
before.
know.
And it rings true.
And it's a stupid thing to say.
It's so stupid.
Who would say I want to be me because I'm my favorite member of my family tree? These things spill out of me all the time. As I've said, brushing my teeth. In the middle of the night, I'll wake up and I'll say something like that. Sometimes I'll put it to music.
And the listener should know that you hear Conan in an unhinged form on the podcast. I would multiply that times like 8.
Yeah.
Pre-recording, that's what it's like in here, I think.
Yes, I'm trying to be responsible somewhat when we do this. And I should probably stop. But over the years, everyone always said there was the meeting after the show. Yeah. You were around for those, Sona.
I was. And
Blay, you were around for
before.
those. The meeting before the show, when we were going over the jokes and the band is playing and the audience is loaded in, that was pure insanity.
Insanity.
And then the meeting afterwards was unhinged insanity.
Yeah.
As was rehearsal.
Rehearsal was often a mad king. A mad syphilitic king.
This is feeling right.
Caligula, who's
Yeah.
putting his horse
Yeah.
in charge of making his horse a senator. Only I have a Fender guitar strapped on, and
don't forget the syphilis, all the syphilis.
yeah, syphilis, and the horse had syphilis too.
Yeah.
The point being that these are just little snippets that I guess are somehow.
Your brain.
What's wrong with me?
Syphilis.
I don't know. Is it syphilis?
It's not syphilis.
Okay.
I get tested every day.
But is this how you were as a kid? Like,
Yes.
would you go around muttering like, I want to be me? Would you
there was a
say
lot
things
of
like that?
craziness, and I mean, we've talked about this, but anytime I played any sports activity with other
Right.
kids, all I did was talk and make up who I was and to describe who my character was and how I had been in prison, but I just got out because I had murdered a fan in the stands, but now they're giving me a second chance. I knew my name, I knew my whole backstory, and my brother Luke, my poor brother Luke is a saint. He's a year older than me, would be like, just play the game. We'd play these pickup basketball games, and these people sometimes wouldn't even know me. And I'd be like, yeah, see, this is who I am, see?
You did it in front of people you didn't even know?
Sometimes, yeah.
So, like, there was never this thing in your brain that was like, oh, God, people are going to think I'm crazy. You were just
I guess
like, whatever.
there was no stopping it.
Okay.
I did go to a summer camp once, and I don't think the kids liked me that much, but this one camp counselor I was on a trip, and I made up this whole story about a bird that was the size of a human that was running through the woods, and I made up this whole thing, and I was just babbling and improvising this whole thing, and this guy was crying. He was laughing so hard.
Oh, my God.
And he got back, and he was like, that kid is really, and they were like, that guy? I don't like that guy. And they were like, I'm telling you, he's really funny. Tell them about the thing you told me on the trail, and I couldn't recreate it, and they still hated me.
Did people really dislike you? Like, did you, do you think that, like, you walked into a room and people were like, oh, God, Conan?
I think when I first showed up, people were like, I looked like the Wendy's logo with a bull haircut, and I had a weird name, and I was not good at sports. So I think maybe initially, but then I think people came around to old Conesy.
Yeah, I think so.
It paid off.
Yeah, it did. Look
Did
at
it?
you now.
Look at me now in a
built whole
small
career
room. Look at you now in a small room at Larchmont in Los Angeles.
You're working with us?
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah, look at us.
Wow,
We're here.
a podcast with my assistant. The creme de la creme of show business. Did you know that after Dean Martin broke up with Jerry Lewis, he just spent a bunch of his later years just touring around with his assistant? And it was
that true?
Nope, made it up.
Oh, come
They made movies.
man. Why do I believe everything you say?
Because I have a certain authority. My guest today is a very funny comedian whose latest comedy special, Postmortem, is available to stream on Netflix starting tomorrow. See how I said tomorrow?
Yeah.
I'm thrilled she's here. Love her. Who doesn't? Sarah Silverman.
Okay,
Welcome.
we got to do it again like before. You got to pause before the
Oh, right.
name.
You're
And
right.
we're
You're
gonna
right.
do
You're
this
right.
every
Why didn't you
episode.
mention it?
Well, I've mentioned it multiple times in a row.
I hope you fall downstairs soon, but you're not hurt, but it's scary. It's frightening to you. The fall is frightening.
Okay, I'm
And I hope-
processing that, but
yeah,
thank you.
It's scary, and you're scared by it.
Okay.
That's what I hope happens to you. It's a very specific wish.
Yeah.
I wish you ill, but not that
I
ill.
understand.
But maybe
that.
you have a bruise too.
All right, let's try this
And
again.
just for the
okay.
listeners' sake, if you've been listening chronologically, we're trying to get Conan to leave a pause because some music comes in and just
I
never
think what
happens.
you know what we need to do? We need to make some kind of symbol right here between she's here and then I'll do it again.
I'll do that.
My guest today is a very funny comedian whose latest special, Postmortem, is available to stream on Netflix starting tomorrow. I'm thrilled she's here.
Every time.
Sarah Silverman, welcome.
When I was thinking about today,
You've
all
been
the
dreaming
way-
about today.
yes, and masturbating about today,
Oh.
Hey.
Oh no.
but like
What?
with tears, like the way you do it. And
I cry when I masturbate. It's true.
I don't know why this happened, but all I've been singing on the way. Are you still laughing about you crying when you masturbate?
I guess. Yeah, I'm laughing to cover up the fact that it might be true. Go ahead.
I've been singing Conan, don't be discouraged. The man, he isn't hard to understand. Is that right? I can't remember the
Theme song
rest.
from Chico and the Man.
Yeah.
Chico, don't be discouraged. But you made it Conan. I love that. Conan, don't be discouraged.
It was my parody version.
Yeah, but I like
swapped
it. But
out
it
the
lines
names.
up because I'm always worried the man is hard to understand. So it lines up. A lot of kids listening right now are thinking, what's Chico and the Man? It was a very popular sitcom, huge, starring Freddie Prinze. And then it ended when the star of the show ended his own life,
Yes.
kind of tragically. It was a big deal when I was a kid. It was huge.
I just remember the comic that gave him the gun was like the youngest comedian ever to be on the Tonight Show or something.
Oh, really?
Oh, I like fun facts. I mean, is it the funnest fact? No, maybe not.
Yeah, your fun facts are terrible. Fun fact. A fetus can only live 2 minutes outside the womb. If it's less than 6 months old. Fun fact.
If it's not fun, then why are we all laughing?
You're right. I think that's a good point.
Yeah.
It's a
I
very
didn't
good
want to
point.
wear my glasses. There she is.
I see you now. Sarah, I come to both name drop and compliment you, which is I had breakfast this morning with a certain Mr. Billy Crystal,
Oh.
who was raving about your show, Bedwetter.
He went to see he went to see the musical.
He went to see the musical, and he was like, it's terrific. It's fantastic. Because I said, I've got to go see, and then I got to name drop with him. I'm going to go see Sarah Silverman and have a conversation. He's like, oh, you got to tell her show is amazing. Her show is fantastic. So that's what I'm starting with. I mean, obviously, we had some other talk in there first about fetuses dying and
Right.
crying while masturbating and,
Of course.
you know, some stuff that went a little south. But now we get to the good stuff, which is a big compliment from...
North.
Yes, we go north with Mr. Billy Crystal. Loving your show, so congratulations.
Yay. Thank you.
Yeah.
It's in D.C. It closes in a week, or it's probably closed by the time this hits people's ears. But hopefully it will go to whatever. Cut this part out.
No, keep this
Thank
part
you.
in. This, I think, drops in 2028.
This is the clip.
People will be listening to it on their jetpacks. I'm very happy when I hear that you're going to come in and do the podcast. I was like, I got the day off. This is the day off. This isn't work
No.
talking to you.
It's work.
Is it for you?
No, for you.
No, it's not.
No.
I've always, you're the best. I mean, I love talking to you.
I love talking
You're a
to
ray
you.
of sunshine. And I think in the community of show business, the business of show, who doesn't like some Sarah Silverman? Everybody loves Sarah Silverman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, when you have a party, everybody shows
Yeah.
up. Like when you have these rooftop parties, I mean, these guys don't. Sorry.
Aw.
Well, come on. Well, it's awkward. But the people I see at your parties, it's incredible. It's
I
amazing.
know there's like no one where you are trying to avoid a conversation, I feel like everyone is a joy to see.
Yeah.
Even this guy?
Well,
Even this guy.
even this guy. Yeah, they're trying to
Very
get,
exciting that you came.
when I show up, people are, I mean, even the biggest stars get excited. Owen Wilson couldn't work up the nerve to come up and talk to me. Yeah, it was exciting to see. And you know what I admire about you? You're very funny and you keep branching out. I saw you in Maestro and I thought you were a terrific actor. And is that something that you've wanted to do? Did you think about acting? Because I always, you know, I didn't know if that was something that you had like an arrow in your quiver for a while. You're just like, I want to try this at some point.
What is this acting thing?
Yeah.
No, I always wanted to be an actor.
Really?
Yeah. But I always wanted to be a comic. And then that really is, you know, more like, I always think that's like being gay, being a comedian, you know, because you're like born that way.
Right.
There's nothing you can do about it.
Right.
And you should just let your freak flag fly.
Yes.
Yeah, I like acting, but I have a hard time. Well, it's not up to me, but I feel that I can get lost in a character and you aren't like, that's Sarah Silverman.
Right.
But I understand that people tend to worry about that because they go, oh, but everyone knows her and they like, you know, she's like herself.
You were
You
not,
know?
though. When I saw you in Maestro, I thought, no, that you were just this other person. And
Yeah.
it was not There was no speed bump of now I have to adjust my dials
Thank
for
you.
Sarah Silverman. I thought you really did a beautiful job.
Well, I audition. I always want to audition because I want to like get the part because they like what whatever. Now I'm embarrassed. This isn't funny or anything.
Why can't we just have a conversation? What's wrong with that? We can add laughs later. We'll pipe them in.
Oh, you put laughs here. I always, love to audition. Isn't it funny that the sound of like a million people laughing is like a whisper sound effect?
Yes. It's horrifying. That sounds like wind coming through the trees and a murderer's chasing me.
That's like when
that didn't sound like a lot of people being happy. But maybe you're right. Because when that many people cheer, it sounds like death is on its way.
How do you do it? How do you do that? Huge crowd laughter. Imagine. Yeah.
You're right.
That
you're
just
right.
sounds like a dental tool.
No, that's a guy who's had a tracheotomy, and the tube came out. And he's running around the hospital trying to get it plugged back in again. What? Did I lose the crowd here? What's happening? All right, so it's the same. We're both doing the same sound. I'm going to take my jacket off, and if you think it's too sexy, I'll put it back on. Oh, Jesus. Wow, okay.
You really know how to wear teal.
A little teal for you right there.
That is a great color on you.
Isn't this nice?
Your eyes pop.
They make the old peepers pop. That's for sure.
Doesn't like the papers pop.
I distracted you. You like to audition, but they still know it's you, and they know that what I'm saying is you can't go in anonymously. So sometimes you might even have a higher bar to clear because they're like, "Oh, it's Sarah Silverman."
No, people won't get lost in it. Like I this great writer director had a series on Apple Plus. I guess I shouldn't say that. Whatever, and he asked me to be in it, and a great role, and I was like, great, and then. And I've had to do this before too, so I had compassion. But he had to call me and be like, "I'm horrified. The people at Apple Plus don't want you for the part. They feel like the people won't get lost in you or whatever." And I was like, I totally understand that because I had a pilot once and I asked this amazing director to direct it, and he got right back to me and was like, "Yes, I'm in." And he's like this awesome, cool, far out director. And then it was for NBC years ago, and they were like, "Oh no, we don't approve him."
What?
Oh my God.
I know, it was awful.
So
Not that good a story, but thank you for your. See, this is how you react in a podcast.
It is.
I'm killing.
Luke, I am your father. It's kind of close to that. I think that there were many years where I could have made it when I was young as a leading man.
What would you play?
I think I was held back by my small eyes, my thin lips,
Right.
my prominent eye vein, and my complete inability to be someone other than Conan O'Brien. I think those
Other
things
than that?
tragically held me back.
So unfair.
Yes. And I think I needed to, I wish I had broken through those walls because I think
I can't hear the word walls without thinking pussy walls. Go on. I don't know why. Is that even a word?
Well, now neither can I. Because now that just fucked me up completely.
Like the labia?
I don't know. I don't know where I've heard pussy walls, the phrase. And I'm sorry to interrupt. I am interested in the story you were telling, whatever it was. But
Yeah, let's break this down. Are these interior or exterior walls?
in my mind, it's interior
That makes
walls.
sense to
I don't
me.
know where I've heard it or why it's so embedded in me. But like whenever I'm watching The Bachelor or Bachelorette, which is any given Monday,
yeah.
they always say like, and I put up my walls and I always say out loud, pussy walls. And then my boyfriend, who's like in another room, hears it and is like, knows exactly what's happening because it's almost like an OCD thing. But have you guys heard that?
Well, I'm curious.
I've never heard.
In 1989, when the Berlin Wall fell, did you say that poor woman? I mean, I'm just curious. I think that's a great joke, and I think it deserves something.
Mr. Gorbachev, tear down this pussy wall.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I'm going for.
It's more, it has to be plural. Or like, who is the vice? Oh, can you believe I can't remember the vice president, the guy who ran for vice president with Kamala? Walls.
Oh yeah.
Waltz.
Oh.
Yeah.
It is Tim Walls.
Yeah.
That also in my head, I was like,
You
think-
pussy walls.
Well, that's probably what cost them the election.
What is
Many
that from?
people-
Pussy walls? Why do I have? Is
I
that
don't know
a
that that's
phrase?
something we can Google and find out.
I don't
course it
understand.
is.
I don't.
Pussy wall.
I tried.
Please.
Yeah, I
Just
tried.
saying, you're
Look
going
at
to get something.
Try it with a Z.
Eduardo tried. Well, what I'm curious about is now it's in my head, so that if I go to say we need to repair these walls, meaning structural, damage to my home from the recent California fires, we need to repair these walls. I'm going to go to pussy walls, and that's going to cause all kinds of problems in the household. So you've done this. You've ruined my mind.
That was, I mean, honestly, a little bit my hope for all of you is that it's infected.
That's interesting. Now, you jumped right in with a specific part.
The labia. I thought that.
Just don't do that. Just,
that's kind of the labia of the vagina. The pussy walls. She's
As
talking about.
opposed
He's
to-
just he's very weird when you say things like
Labia
labia.
is the lips.
Yeah.
yeah.
I recently learned all this. Vagina is the hole where the penis goes in and the baby comes out.
Oh!
The urethra is not on your clitoris, but it basically is. I think it's like under the hood of it or something. And it's the tiniest hole that somehow like 5 streams come out of. And
You know
then,
what's crazy? I'm learning shit.
no, I didn't know.
I am a grown-ass adult with 2 children, and I'm learning. Okay, keep going.
And then the vagina is just the hole. It's not the hole. It's not the thing. The thing is called a labia. I've been spanked about this.
Bet you have.
Wow.
Wait, what's the matter with you? You
do you
look like you're
mean?
about to pass out.
Don't project on me, but I'm fine.
Did you guys know all this?
I think I did from an anatomy class.
Great. Wow.
I think I learned it from his anatomy books.
Yeah, and I got it all wrong.
Yeah. This was not discussed at any point during my life.
Right.
And then later on, you learn things.
Yeah.
And I mean recently, which is shocking. But yeah, it's okay. And right now. Yes,
yeah.
from Sarah. But it's incredible that, yes, we should be able to talk about this freely. We should be adults and we should talk about this freely.
I mean, but also like I would say straight men and gay women have like an actual view of the vagina that I have not had, where you really like can see everything.
Yeah.
Or
Right.
I mean,
It's like with the Terminator vision. Like we have and there's little readouts on the side.
I mean,
there
you'd
are
have to,
times
like-
in my life when I've been down there, there's these little readouts.
What does it say? What does it say? Like run away? It says do not engage.
Do not engage. Do not engage. Flee.
Hostile.
Flee. Hostile. It's green and there's these digital readouts on the side, and yeah, it's
I see that. I picture it like it's like pulled back with little pins, like
like a butterfly.
like a frog that you dissect
Yeah.
or something.
oh
man.
no.
It's filleted.
Oh,
Yeah, because there's so many folds.
You know what I want?
I don't know if mine is. One time, many years ago, I'm sorry, I'm talking way too
This is
much.
fantastic. I love this. One time, gather around, kids. Campfire. Go
I
ahead.
was upstairs. I mean, this is a visual, really. Wait, can I have your pen?
Sure.
But I was at the Cellar a million years ago. The Comedy
That's
Cellar.
Comedy
The Comedy Cellar,
Yeah,
sorry.
yeah.
And I was sitting at a booth across Mark Maron, and I don't remember who suggested this, honestly, but we each drew a picture of a vagina and then we showed it to each other. And it was so embarrassing because mine was like, mine was, so we exposed it and then his was like that, like 2 parentheses in a line.
Yeah.
And then mine was like so much. It was so much
Detail.
But like, I don't know if that's just me. I don't think that my vagina is like, maybe that's more of a expressionist.
It looks like a salad.
no.
My vagina looks like a salad. I don't know if is that not.
You know what? Yeah, I can see
It's
that.
like,
I
yes,
can
the
see- I
hot
get
dog
it.
bun. But then if you open that up, there's a world.
A whole world to be found.
You guys want to?
I don't know.
What is it? Nikki Glaser said that it looked like a hastily packed suitcase. image got into my head.
That's so funny.
Yes, different perspectives. There's of course, the Mark Maron perspective. Keep in mind he wears glasses, so maybe he didn't have his glasses on. When he's.
But that said, I've never been face to face with a vagina.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, come on.
All right. No, I mean, I remember my stepsister wanted to go on Shark Tank and try to sell a vagina mirror, which would just be like basically a mirror on a selfie stick or something. But you could do that with an iPhone, and I have, I guess. So
Wait a minute. Your sister wanted to sell that as a product?
$1 million idea.
Isn't it? It's a rear view mirror. It's a rear view mirror on a sort of
what is it? Listen, someone put wheels on luggage like way too late. No one thought of it.
That is true.
When wheels went on luggage, I go, I can't believe it took this long to put wheels on luggage.
Right.
Why was there ever? Were there?
No,
ever
you think Leonardo da Vinci would have thought of that? I've always believed that your home should be an expression of who you are. I have that tattooed on my low back. I could have had so many things tattooed down there, and that's what I chose.
Down there.
Yeah. Anyway, whether you're redecorating a single space or furnishing your entire home, Ashley has styles that balance timeless appeal and modern trends to bring your personal look home. You don't want it to look like someone else decorated your home.
Yeah.
Ashley offers, good job, Sona. Ashley offers, don't know how I do it without you. Ashley offers well-crafted, affordable pieces built to stand up to real life, not phony pretend life. They offer fast, reliable white glove delivery right to your door. Nice. Ding dong, hello. Hey, what are you guys wearing white gloves for? We're here from Ashley. Whoa, you guys are wearing white gloves. That's right. We said white glove service. You sure did. You guys kept your promise. Visit your local Ashley store or head to ashley.com to find your style. I think what I want to do is take this episode so far and maybe the whole thing in its entirety and play it for a group and have them turn the dials so that there's, you know what I mean? And just see what happens when we take some of these turns. Do you know what I mean? And I want to say an older crowd that say remembers the Korean War well. And I want them to be able to turn the dials and just to see what would happen. Wouldn't you be interested?
I mean, that would be fun. Yeah. I mean, it does take a lot of twists and turns, like a vagina. Right?
No, what?
Yeah,
what do you mean twists and turns?
I don't know what I said.
Vagina's like driving in Italy. It's like,
you could get killed at any moment.
You can't believe there's only one lane. There's an ocean. There's like a huge cliff with an ocean.
Suddenly there's a burrow in the road. This is why I don't worry about you. I don't worry about you at all because we start talking and then suddenly vaginas are flying around.
I did think of something yesterday that I thought only Conan will. Well, I mean, gosh, I can't really do this in stand-up because I don't feel like anybody would remember. But I do think that they should reveal the Epstein files, but it should be the Juan Epstein files. And all of them are signed Epstein's mother.
From Mr. Man, this is your second 70s sitcom reference. I love it. Mr. Cotter. Did you ever watch Welcome Back, Cotter?
I watched it on Nick at Night because I went through a Travolta phase and I just loved that show. But it's silly, right?
Well, yeah.
It's not considered is it considered prestige television back then? I don't think so.
I don't think so. I know it was a huge thing when I was in 5th, 6th grade. People would put up their hand and go, ooh, 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 like Arnold Horshack, and everyone thought that was hilarious.
I had my sister and I had a Welcome Back Cotter trash can.
What?
No,
they make lunch boxes. They don't make trash cans.
No, we had a trash can and it said I'm going to call you schools out because you have no class and all the different things they say. And we laughed and threw away our garbage.
Well, I'm glad you saved that Juan Epstein joke for me.
It just seemed like the right place.
So it's the Epstein files.
Right.
But it's Juan Epstein from Welcome Back, Cotter.
We know Trump is all over the actual list, so that's probably what he would reveal that and be like, what? I said I was going to And I did.
So Trump is going to release the Juan Epstein files from Welcome Back, Kotter to throw everyone off the scent from the real Epstein. And then say, those are the... Okay, I get it. I understand.
So the logs will basically just be Juan Epstein and Juan Epstein's mother.
Yes, which was... Okay.
Disgusting people. Criminals.
Are you a conspiracy theorist?
I don't know. I mean, the moon landing was fake. Are you? I don't know.
I am not. No, I am one of those people that thinks the simplest explanation is usually the correct one.
Occam's razor.
There you go. I shave with it every day.
Didn't even go to college.
You don't need to go to college. I'm not. I am not. I'm when people say, "Hey, man, you know what I think happened, man." I'm not in on that ride usually.
Yeah, my the guy who does my makeup is really fell into a whole thing about how the Challenger didn't really explode and all those people are still alive. And,
right.
You know, I was in 9th grade and we watched it because there was a teacher from Concord, the next town over, Christy McCullough.
Yeah, who was killed. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, or was she?
Where are they? Where does he say they are?
They're just living regular lives.
Oh.
And with different names.
Does he ever explain why the people on the Challenger would agree to this? You all have families and stuff, but we're going to pretend that you blew up and then you're all going to live in different parts of Cincinnati.
And what was the reason for faking it? Does he say
exactly.
No, that doesn't, I don't know.
See, that's the thing is they don't ever even need a reason.
Yeah.
They don't even need a reason. Hey, man, you're not thinking it through, man. I'm sorry. That's my idea of most conspiracy theorists. I'm sorry if you're a conspiracy theorist and you're listening out there. I think you're wrong.
Well, like conspiracy theorists don't call themselves conspiracy theorists, right? It's like cults don't call themselves cults. I have a friend who I know, I feel confident grew up in a cult. And he goes, it's not a cult. I go, you wouldn't know.
Yeah.
You're in it.
Right. Did he have to?
There's no punchline to that. I just...
There doesn't have to be until you call it out. And then, you know what I mean? That's just it. We're in it, man. Mm-hmm. We're talking about it. You know, we're all in the flow. There's no need for there to be a big boom, boom, you know? We're past that. We're in a post-comedy world now.
Laughs are for pussy walls.
Exactly. Mr. Gorbachev, tear down that pussy wall. I'm telling you, Sona, you're onto a great new routine. This is a good routine for you.
I can't do this routine. This is Sarah's routine.
No, I'm giving
but you
it
guys,
to you.
she's giving. She does not want it.
Okay. Well, I don't do stand-up.
Did anything come up when you searched pussy walls?
The only thing I could find, which Eduardo and I think agree,
and he was looking for this long before you came in.
That's right. I looked in my internet search history. I looked back, and instead of cock blocking, she got pussy walled.
Oh, I've heard of that as clam jamming.
Oh, clam jamming's probably. But
wonderful.
The Urban Dictionary said that, and then the other
clam jamming.
Yeah,
I totally got clam jam.
Yeah,
oh my
it's a clam jam. Oh, Black Betty, clam-a-jam. Yeah, and then...
did you try it as 2 words or 1 word?
It says 2. I think clam... I think it's incorrect. We don't know. We still don't know. I think.
Did you try 1 word with a Z?
So my first thought was it had to have appeared in a rap song somewhere. And sure enough, there's like a couple lyrics where it says like ripping through the pussy walls.
Oh,
yeah.
So I don't think you want to do. You don't want to do that.
No, because that feels like we're making a lateral move to the side or something. That doesn't seem right.
What?
You know what I mean, right?
Yeah, it doesn't sound like it feels good.
Yeah.
This is the least hot and heavy talk ever about intercourse. A lateral move. A lateral move near the vaginal wall.
Well, I didn't want it to sound.
tearing.
Vaginal wall. Vaginal walls.
It's vaginal wall.
It's the hymen.
What's that?
Isn't that what that
you don't?
means?
I don't think you know anything.
Oh, okay.
I honestly
ripping through the pussy wall is probably the hymen. Right?
Maybe.
In
that
makes
context,
sense.
I don't think of it that way normally, but maybe that's what it is.
No, the hymen is like a little bag of blood that has no purpose except
feels more of a gate than a wall.
it's more like a.
I'm resting my head on the
You
microphone.
ever smoke a Camel Crush before they were outlawed in California?
You keep talking, and I'm resting my forehead on the microphone. But what is a Camel Crush? And I'm just going to be listening.
It's got a little ball of menthol poison that you can squeeze, and you hear it go. and then it's a menthol cigarette. And I guess what I was saying is that's like a hymen.
Oh, boy.
Can you Google that?
Can we take a nap for the rest of this?
I think that we need to take all the furniture out. We need to have it resurfaced. I mean, I don't know what to say. I'm at a loss. I think I started out, if you can believe it, with a compliment from Billy Crystal about how you turned your memoir, The Bedwetter, into a musical, and how he saw it and he thought it was brilliant. And to pass on that compliment, now there's exploding hymens, lateral penises. Reagan is yelling at Gorbachev to tear down the pussy wall. Vulgar sketches, courtesy of a ghost Mark Maron. Your sister has a crazy device that takes a rearview mirror off a Hyundai, and people can examine themselves. And the whole podcast it's over. It's over. There will never be another podcast after this one. This is the end of Conan O'Brien Needs a Friend. This is now Conan O'Brien Needs a Job. You've done this. You did this yourself. Yay. Yeah, you should.
No sound.
You should feel good about it.
You would think I would be done with vagina humor in my 20s, maybe my 30s, surely by my 40s.
Mm-hmm.
But there's just still so much more to explore, you know?
Mm-hmm.
There is.
There is.
And it's you speaking your truth.
I'm so sorry. Why don't we talk about your penis and balls?
Okay. Let's get into it.
I feel like they talk like this.
Like what?
That was my dad trying to do an Irish accent.
Oh my God.
Conan, it's your penis and balls. Penis and balls.
It's your penis and balls. I think I've anthropomorphized my genitalia before on this show, and it's always just kind of petulant and whiny.
Yeah.
I don't wanna. And it's always flipping through like the New Yorker. I'm trying to get it interested in, doing something. I don't wanna. I see it more of that. It's recalcitrant. There's a word that's a good word for.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's just kind of fussy and flipping through the New Yorker and looking over its little shoulder, which I guess would be a scroti. I want to apologize. I promised one grade school that we would donate an episode. And in advance, I said it was this episode. I just did it numerically. I didn't know it was going to be Sarah Silverman. I said it was episode 3252. So this is being live streamed to the Michael Driscoll School, which is a K through 8 school in Brookline, Massachusetts.
You can be anything you want to be.
Yeah. Today's word is scroti.
Let's not,
Listen, let's elevate this.
Well, or
take it further. Or
let's not stigmatize words that mean,
yes,
our genitals.
Exactly. I mean, what's the problem? I don't see a problem. I really don't.
Whoa.
What? Possible.
You don't even need to say words anymore.
To do Seinfeld, you just have to know.
If he's held hostage and he had tape over his mouth, and he'd still be like, oh, God. I'm just an impressionist now. Seinfeld
being held hostage. He wants to know who kidnapped him. He's got duct tape all over. It's a simple question Jerry has. It's a very reasonable. He wants to know the identity of the people. They wore masks, of course, to get the ransom.
Somebody must have done an impression of him once he has dementia.
Yes. No, it's who are these people? Seriously? And who the fuck am I? And where am I? I'm frightened for my life.
That has undertones of Mr. Howell.
Yeah. Yeah, it does. It does.
Just to keep it on the 70s.
Another sitcom, yeah.
Well,
Good.
that's 60s. Sorry.
It is?
Yeah. Gilligan's Island? Yeah. Sorry. I think probably, I'm just going to guess.
Again, these are things I know from Nick at Night.
Maybe 68. I don't know. Well, anyway, a little sip of water now. Now, my brother Neil would know exactly the air dates for Gilligan's Island, so I could always consult him. I swear to God, if I called him up right now, he would tell me exactly. He'd say, "Oh yeah, the original air date was September 3rd, 1964, and then it went off." He'd
Close. It was September 26, 1964.
Is it? Wow. I just made up a date.
Oh my gosh.
Oh wait, I think what we're revealing here is that I don't have a brother Neil.
Neil doesn't exist.
Neil doesn't exist,
Oh my
and I
God.
just use Neil as an excuse for my insane knowledge of 60s television.
Is Neil in the room with us right now?
Yeah, I am. It's like the end of Spartacus. I am Neil. I am Neil. I am Neil. Yeah.
But Neil still doesn't know anything about vaginas.
Okay. Let's just say Conan doesn't know anything about vaginas. I mean,
That's the podcast.
Yeah.
The new podcast.
the new podcast should be
Conan doesn't know anything about vaginas.
right. But then think of the guests we'd get who'd come in here and explain things to me. Be fantastic. What a great show.
I've been looking for the picture in my phone of your mouth that I used as my vagina.
That's right.
I've actually
Can you
been tasked with finding it.
I think we should explain that for any. You should explain
Why?
it for any listener who doesn't know the story behind it.
What story behind it? Just kidding. Yes, and not an improviser.
Just going to rest my head on this microphone. I'm determined to conduct a serious interview with you.
Okay.
And you guys are welcome to jump in at any time and help out. But I'm going to forge on, which is...
Let's get quiet.
You guys get really quiet here. You wrote a memoir in 2010, and then you decided
And that's what I'm plugging here
it
today.
needs to be a musical.
Oh, yes.
Where did that leap come from?
Actually, Adam Schlesinger, may he rest in peace, came over my apartment and was like, "This book's a musical." And he like read the chapter titles. He's like, "That's a song," whatever. And then I was like, "All right." We made it.
Had you experienced writing songs before?
Yeah, I had a show on Comedy Central that was a musical, and my first special had music in it.
But I didn't know
songs
that you
I
were.
wrote.
I didn't realize you wrote all the songs.
Yeah. No, I didn't write all the songs in the Sarah Silverman program. I wrote some of them and co-wrote some of them. But in my special, Jesus is Magic, which it doesn't, I'm guessing doesn't hold up because I say a lot of things that I wouldn't say today. I'd get in a lot of trouble and have. But, yeah, I wrote those. Oh, God. Oh, God. Oh, my God.
That's
You see my mouth moving?
you all right?
Can you see my mouth moving?
Yeah.
I just wanted to see if I could do ventriloquism.
Guess what?
What?
You can't. It's very clear. Because don't you also have to throw your voice to be a ventriloquist. It's just not about just not moving your mouth. It's still also articulating, but you also have to throw your voice, I believe.
Gee, Conan. Yeah, no, I can't do that.
Well, if the doll has had a stroke and that's its backstory, then it's okay. Oh no, it's terrible. What happened to you? Oh, it's okay. I'm slowly getting better with lots of intense therapy. Well, you still don't sound great. Oh, it's a long process of getting better. That's what I would do if I had to be a ventriloquist. I would make sure the doll had a terrible cerebral event. That's what I would call it. Impressive, huh?
Yes.
Okay.
You did it. You got us back on track.
I'm doing what I can. But anyway, I hear great things about this musical.
Thank you. Yeah. And he saw it because I saw his musical, Mr. Saturday Night, which was really great. And the woman who played the incredible Broadway star who played his daughter plays my mother, Beth Ann.
Mm-hmm.
That is Shoshana Bean, and she's incredible. And so he came to see it because And
Now, are you nervous if you know that someone of that caliber is in the audience? I don't like to know that people are in the crowd.
I don't want to, no, like if I'm performing, no, I don't want to know. I actually took a chance. Did I tell you this? But I remember, do you know Todd Glass?
Yes.
So funny. So funny. But I worry that he can get in his head. So it was years ago, And he was about to go on at Largo, and I knew he had like some bigwigs coming to see him. And I took a chance. And right before he went on, I said, I feel like I should tell you they didn't show up, but they had. But I felt like if he thought that they didn't show up,
He'll be more relaxed. Yeah.
he'll just be fuck it and be super relaxed. And he was. And then when he got off, I go, I lied, they're here. And he was so happy. But it could have gone really bad, of course. But I
What
took
if he had gone out and just badmouthed the executive?
Yeah, right. Fuck them for not coming.
Yeah, fuck them. I don't need them anyway. They're just a bunch of empty suits. That
It
could have
was
gone
impulsive.
very.
My heart was pounding, but I felt like it was the right thing to do, and it ended up being good. And now he's a big star.
I think you did the right thing. You took a chance.
He is the funniest, second funniest,
there
third
you
funniest, fourth funniest.
That's the seventh funniest person who's not in this room right now. You have a new stand-up special.
Oh yeah, yes.
And I'm going to bring it up because you've clearly forgotten, but it's called Postmortem.
Yeah.
Now, how long did it take you to put this together, this set?
It was definitely the fastest hour I've put together because of the events that it's about. My parents, you can't relate to this, but died very closely together.
Yeah. What's that like?
They died 9 days apart, and we moved in and like dueled them through death at home, and so it happened when my last special came out. I've only done, I think this is my 5th special, and my last special before that was my 4th special. Ow! I'm sorry. I don't. This is a terrible right turn, but maybe I don't know what's going on. But my elbow, if I even touch it to a surface,
It hurts?
excruciating pain.
Wow.
It's like nerve ending or something. Does this sound familiar?
Yes.
Can you? Really?
Yeah, that's happened to me.
What is it?
It's like something is weird, and then when you
It's
touch
like-
it the wrong way, it's very painful.
Yeah.
But then it just kind of self-corrects itself.
That's
but I
what
don't know how.
my boyfriend goes, you should call the doctor. I go, no, because in 3 days it will be gone and I'll just have never known what it was.
Yeah.
Anyway, what was I saying? My parents died. Sorry, go on.
What was I talking about? Oh, yes. The 2 most important people in the world to me passed away within 9 days of each other.
Yeah.
Wow. That's,
So you win.
yeah, I'm very competitive about these things. My parents went within 3 days of each other.
Oh yeah. So as we're taking care of them, my last special came out. And so when I went back to doing stand-up, I was starting completely over. And of course, all I had to talk about was that experience, and it developed faster than usual.
Yeah, because those are such strong feelings. You go out there, it's fresh, you're talking about it. Would you workshop this at the aforementioned Largo? Is that where you would go?
Of course.
Largo's, we did podcasts from Largo, I believe. Did we? Or did we just do, no, we did. You know what we did? We did late night shows. During the COVID, we did the late night
Why
shows.
are you talking about this like it was in 1987? It just happened. It was all during the pandemic.
COVID feels like a long time ago to me.
It does.
It actually does. Now people talk about it, and it feels like, oh yeah, COVID. Anyway, Largo, terrific space. And every time I'm there, I was there recently doing a bunch of...
Oh my God, you were amazing at the Oscars.
Oh, this is the point of this podcast. Thank you.
You were
finally
amazing.
But I worked out stuff for the Oscars at Largo, and your picture is everywhere backstage. Plus, there's a big pillow of your face backstage, which you donated. Yeah, it's very nice. That's a great space to be.
There's not pictures of me everywhere.
Yes,
but
there
there's
are.
a couple pictures.
There's a lot of pictures of you. I think you just bring pictures every time you go.
No, I don't, but the
you hang
pillow-
them up when no one's looking.
There is a pillow with my face on it back there. That's my friend Mark Cohen crocheted it. And then he gave it to me, and I lived in a tiny apartment, and I was having lunch with Flanagan, and I was like, I love him so much, but I can't have a pillow with my face on it in my living room. It's like, it's
what is your
embarrassing.
problem? I can have...
He goes, bring it over here.
Bring it over. Wait a minute. My penis suggested?
Yeah.
I'll bring it over here. So you did this hour, and it's about you losing. Do you think, this is a question that I get a lot, that one of your parents was aware that the other had passed? Because most people that find out that your parents went at the same time or almost the same time, think that it's not coincidental that one person knows that the other has passed and decides to also join them?
Well, no, my dad knew that my stepmother had died. She had cancer. It was terrible. She loved life. Not blah, blah, blah. Sorry, not at all. Not blah, blah, blah at all. But you know what I mean?
How was your eulogy, by the way?
It was
she loved like blah, blah, blah.
She was so wonderful. And they were in bed together holding hands. So they were holding hands, and she had passed away. And my sister had texted me because I had gone home to sleep for the night. And she said, Janice has passed away, and Dad would normally be awake by now. But I think in his bones, he knows, and he doesn't. Well, he lived another week, and people came to visit him and stuff, and so he knew, and he even he was so funny in his final days. Like Jeff Ross came over. He was very close to my parents.
Roastmaster Jeff Ross.
Roastmaster General, not your executive producer for my night. Though that would be, yeah. And
Jeff would not go by if your dad was on his way out.
Yeah.
What's the point? Why would I go? There's no soup there. They got food? I don't think I'll go. He'd be talking to your dad as he was dying while texting.
Oh God.
But anyway, so Roastmaster Jeffrey Ross.
Roastmaster General, yeah. And he, first of all, he came, and I shockingly have this on video, so I talk about the thing, and then you see it at the end. You know, like in the credits, I put a bunch of like videos and pictures, like, you know, when you see a biography or something, and then you see the real people. I like that. Anyway, Jeff walked in and he said, everyone called my dad Schleppy. Schleppy, I got bad news. I don't think you can be my emergency contact anymore. You know, my dad was laughing. And then Jeff had introduced my parents to this magician named Bernie Shine, who's closer to their age, and they all became good friends. And about 6 months earlier, they had all gone to see Bernie do magic, you know. So Jeff is sitting with my dad, and he goes, do you want me to FaceTime Bernie so you could say goodbye? And my dad said, okay. And because my dad wanted to go, he probably could have gotten better, but he was like, no, I'm good. He really just wanted to be with his Janice. So Jeff calls him, and he holds up, you know, the camera, and Bernie gets on, and he goes, Donald, I'm so sorry. And my dad goes, Bernie, your show was so bad it killed Janice.
God bless him. That's hilarious.
Oh my God. And then he goes, and I'm not feeling so hot either. He knew he was going to go dying, you know.
Oh my God. That would be, I hope I'm able or in condition. Whenever my time comes, I hope I can be nice to be funny on the way out, wouldn't it?
Oh, you're going to be funny. I don't know how you stop yourself from it.
I just want to do but I really want to do long, involved bits that take a long time, that interfere with my medical care.
You're going to be lying in bed like, I'm funny still, right?
So funny, right?
Am I funny? Yes.
How was that last one?
Liza, it's funny, right?
Mr. O'Brien, you'd live if you could just take this pill, but we can't get it in your mouth because it keeps moving. But right, but like it's still funny, right? Like what I'm doing is funny. I'm telling you, what you have is not that bad. You just need this antibiotic right now if you just sit still. He's dead. He wouldn't stop. Come on, you love it here. You love hanging with us. We're the best.
I do love it here.
I mean, what's better than
How are we
hanging
doing
with
on time? No, I'm just kidding.
No, we've.
That was a real Kevin Nealon.
My favorite Kevin Nealonism of all time was when he was on the talk show once, and I've mentioned this, but I don't care. He's on the talk show, and he's doing really well. Everything's going great, and then there's a brief pause where neither one of us are talking, and Kevin just says, "Where is our waiter?" That just kills me. And I've seen that clip is out there.
I think he's like the most underrated.
Although people do love him. I mean, his episodes on this show consistently, so he is acknowledged. People know how funny.
He's the funniest.
I always tell Kevin all the time, I'm telling you, you're the funniest, and people know it.
Yeah.
It's out there.
Oh, okay. So that's the line.
It's on the dark web.
Everybody knows. No, he's he's so funny. And I love his jokes. You know, his joke where he goes, this is what bothers me about like the generation after, you know, like that we're of comics who are like, that's so hacky, talking about airplanes, talking about rental cars, difference between New York or LA. That's because comics used to have to be on the road, and they still do, you know?
Yeah.
And that was their lives, and that's what they're talking about. It's not just hackneyed because, like, you heard someone tell you that stuff is hackneyed. Nothing is if it's funny. Like, there's no topic that's you can't talk about. Anyway, this isn't part of his joke, but he has a joke about being on an airplane. He goes, you know, I was on an airplane, you know, and I don't think that the pilot was very experienced. You know, he got on and he goes, oh, thank you for flying with us. We'll be taking off in roughly 5 to 10. Oh, whoa, here we go. And then he comes back on 10 minutes later. Oh, where is the, oh, here it is. And he used to do impressions, I don't think, not in his professional life, but he would always do impressions of the Beatles talking about, does this ring a bell?
No.
I'm not going to do it right. You just have to have him do it when he's here, but it's like, I remember I was I was fucking John in the asshole, and I pulled down and it came on his face, and that's when we wrote "I Will." That's like an easy version, but like a real, like almost aristocrats version of it's always the Beatles talking about how they wrote songs.
I've never heard him go blue.
I think that's why it's just only for, you know, at-home words.
You just sold him out as being incredibly. Yeah, I adore him. I adore that man. We both do. He's not here, but I
mean, he's not dead.
He is to me. Our thing is we don't look each other in the eye. We just will never be, you know, I won't take down my wall. He won't take down his.
Pussy wall.
Oh, there it is.
There's the way. See, it all comes around.
Pussy around. Oh, wait, no.
Okay, I'm stopping it here.
Pussy here.
The show is Postmortem. It's streaming on Netflix.
Yeah.
And
Postmortem. But it's not sad. I mean, it's got sad moments, but it is, you know.
It's a comedy special. It's a comedy hour.
Special.
Yeah.
It's a comedy special.
I don't think I just, all I did was say the title and you went, it's not sad.
Well,
I said the title. You have that title. That's the title you came up with.
It's about my parents dying, but I am pointing out that it is, you know, just the funny parts.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. A good comic can take any event.
Tragedy plus less than a year equals comedy.
Thank you so much for being here.
We've said it all.
We said it all like Bogey and Bacall. I treasure our friendship.
I do too.
And I'm happy whenever you're coming by. And I think I learned a lot about female anatomy today and male anatomy. And that Kevin Nealon's really blue. Disgusting comedian when I'm not around. He never does that stuff for me, only for you.
Aww.
Sad now. But Sarah, thank you for being here.
He can also fart on command. Anyway, thanks. Bye.
Spring is in the air. Smell of flowers, blooming, fresh cut grass, all those spring animals that come out because of the winter animals were there.
What?
Anyway, spring has arrived, and you know what that means? Time to upgrade your wardrobe, Sona.
Okay.
That's right. Spring fashion has officially landed at Macy's, and it's more exciting than a cat wearing sunglasses.
Okay.
What?
You read it.
I would find that alarming. If I saw a cat wearing sunglasses, I'd say, how did he find the sunglasses? How did he put them on with paws? Are cats getting intelligent enough to rise up and destroy us? Macy's,
cool.
You've opened a can of worms here. Now let's talk trends. Macy's spring finds include lightweight knits, match sets that make you look like you got your life together, woven skirts, midi dresses, don't know what that is, and red carpet ready maxi dresses. Don't forget timeless jewelry, stylish denim, and workwear that says, I'm ready to take over the office.
Yeah.
Even if your office is the bedroom.
I don't think they meant it like that.
Probably not, yeah. Hey, what are you waiting for? Shop now at Macy's.com or in stores.
Okay, let's do some review the reviewers. This is where we kind of read through some of the Apple Podcast reviews, and we can review or answer or comment on anything they say. So
Let's do it.
Hey, they're all 5 stars, right? They're all 5 stars.
Yes, the 5-star interview from Deborah PDX, called Conan the Bacterium. I love you guys so much. Have you heard about Conan the Bacterium? This is a real bacterium that can survive radiation. Check out the recent episode of Shortwave. Here's a quote from the episode. It sounds like it's describing all three of you. Oh my God, he recalls thinking, there's something new that forms when you put the pieces together, which makes it better than one or the other. It's the combination in which they interact with each other. In other words, the interaction between the three components is greater than the sum of its parts.
Aww.
That's Conan the bacterium.
But I don't understand. It sounds like it starts out saying that there's a bacteria. They say the bacteria is hard to defeat because it's got three components?
They just said it can survive radiation.
So,
Good question.
What if that's what you're named after? Because your dad's your dad's a microbiologist.
No,
what if he was like, Conan
no, he didn't.
bacterium,
There
and
was
then you
nothing.
were born, and you were like, oh God, let's name this one Conan.
It's a really mean thing to say.
Well,
And that's not how I was named Conan.
okay.
My dad went to I was unnamed for a little while.
For how long?
I was born, I don't think that long, but they were, they want the name right away. And my dad said he wanted to go to the medical school library and look. He didn't have the name yet, and he looked up names. He thought it should be interesting. And my dad had very specific ideas about how a first name should work with a last name. And because the last name is O'Brien, he thought it should end with, it should allied well with the last name.
He's right.
He's right. Yeah. And he also wanted something that was simple. He hated nicknames, so his name was Thomas, and everyone called him Tom, and he didn't like that. So he wanted a name that wouldn't be broken down into a nickname. He had all these rules. And so Luke, Neil, Conan.
But where did he find Conan?
He looked up, and I think it's one of the early religious figure. I don't know if it was a cardinal who was in Ireland. And actually, there's a very famous thing called the Bayeux Tapestry, which is this like cartoon that describes the battle in 1066 and all the things that happened when England was invaded by the Normans. And there's one panel that shows a guy fleeing, and underneath his name, he's a cowardly person. It says Conan. And then the next panel is Conan surrendering the keys to the city, and he has the keys on a long pole. Like he's so afraid, he just doesn't even want to touch the bad guys. He's just handing them the keys on a long pole.
Oh my God.
It's one panel and then the next. And my parents, years ago, went to the gift shop where the Bayeux Tapestry is held, and you can look up the different panels, and they bought the two panels and gave them to me.
Aww.
Conan fleeing the battle, and then Conan handing over the keys, and it's hilarious. So I'm named for this guy.
I was gonna say,
ran away.
So
No,
they
he
saw
didn't.
this and they
no.
were like,
That's not why he named me that. He found that later on and thought it was really funny. He gave me that name because he saw it somewhere. He thought it was didn't know anything about Conan the Barbarian. Nothing.
It's cool.
Yeah.
Conan is a really cool. It's just because all your other siblings have like pretty traditional names.
Yeah,
and then you're not traditional.
It's like there's that story, that song by Johnny Cash, Boy Named Sue.
Yeah.
Where a guy names his son Sue, and he gets beat up all the time, but it makes him stronger. Mm-hmm. And then at the end, he goes to his dad and says, "Why'd you call me Sue?" And he's just like, "Because it made you a tougher guy." Mm-hmm. I was, Conan was a little like that at times growing up.
Did it make you tougher?
Oh God! Well, clearly you've seen them. I'm a pretty rough and tumble fellow.
You're very much like the tapestry version of Conan.
I was going to say. How many keys have you handed over?
It can go one of two ways. Let's just say it can either make you tougher or it make you immediately surrender at the Battle of Hastings.
The first time I met you, you just handed me your car keys.
Yeah. I'm sorry on a pole. I'm sorry. Please don't hurt me. So Conan that bacterium.
Your grandma, is that right?
My grandma, yeah. Well, I go by my middle name.
Yeah,
Talene is just I think it was just like a nice Armenian name, but then they just called me Sona.
Does Sona have a meaning?
Well, she was Greek, but the name itself in Hindi means gold.
Oh, that's cool.
But I don't know if there's a Greek meaning to it. Right. I don't know. I have no idea. Yeah.
You haven't given it much thought. Matthew, are you named after anybody?
My namesake really belies me because it's really cool and it just doesn't fit for me. I was named after Marshal Matt Dillon from Gunsmoke.
You're kidding.
No.
What?
I know.
What a cool person to be named after.
I know.
I was almost named Festus, and that's really funny if you watch that TV show.
My grandmother, who died the week I was born, loved that show and loved him. So she kind of, I think, to honor her, they named me after him.
I thought it was biblical. That's cool.
Not my. I know
to be
my
named
name's
after a TV show from the 60s and 70s is hilarious.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
I know my name is very biblical, Matthew James, but my dad's name is James. None of it's biblical. It's
Interesting.
Yeah.
Very interesting.
Can I point out that it says in Latin, sona means can be heard.
No way!
What? That's so funny. Try not hearing her.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
That is so cool. I can't believe I never thought to like Google that.
Do you know what Matthew means?
What?
Gift of God.
It is a true.
Everything right, God. I'm going to re-gift this one, God.
You got a factory irregular.
What am I doing?
What is this, a white elephant?
Nothing. I'm jerking off the thing. I'm doing the jerk off motion.
When
but
you do
like,
the jerk
no
off,
one can see
I say
it.
something? When you do the jerk off motion, you always have the penis way off to the side.
I know.
And it's coming out at a weird angle.
It's like you're around the corner.
Yeah.
What?
And also,
No, it's not salad dressing.
Yeah, it's not salad dressing, and it's not castanets.
Oh my God.
Oh my God! Now you're a Pepier. Grind that out.
Oh my God.
All right. Well, don't look at the video for this. You won't like it.
No, I know. Don't do it.
I'm worried for your husband.
Well, hey, thank you. Yeah. No wonder Tack is always doubled over in pain. Surprise.
Is that how it's done? You don't.
Sona got all hot and heavy last night.
It's also not just one of those, it's all of those.
Yeah.
He's got to go through all of them.
Yeah. Oh my! Stop it! Stop it! Oh my God! Now he's at Benihana.
Pizza.
Now he's at Benihana.
Oh my God.
Bling, bling, bling.
Oh, he made the onion volcano.
Okay. Let's wrap this up. Thanks, you fan. We took your kind of interesting scientific fact, and we got to Benihana chef chopping up with blades, tacks, penis.
Tackle.
All right, peace out, Tupac. Did you have anxiety, or would you call it depression when you were a kid?
I had both. I was like, things started out great. Like, it may have been hard for my older sisters. My parents hated each other, but I was like pretty much loving life as a kid.
Mm-hmm.
I was the youngest. I just had friends. And then something just like, I was a bedwetter, so sleeping at friends' houses was not good, except for my three best friends. Right. They were like twins and another third. But even then, I do remember I peed in my sleeping bag on Amy Martin's floor, and I just did not want her parents to get involved,
Mm-hmm.
So I woke up a little early, but there was nothing I could do. And she knew I was a bedwetter. So I flipped the sleeping bag. And then when she woke up, I go, I peed, but I peed up. Because like the circle was like up. So you don't have to tell your mom.
Oh my God.
I just remembered that.
That
Peed up. I don't understand.
I know it's not a very good
You
lie,
got
but
out?
amongst
Peed on it and then went back in?
no, like I just like
like
acted
it
like
shot
I
up,
was
and
lying
so
on my back and
it didn't
I
hit
peed
the
out.
rug at all or anything.
Yeah. So you didn't have to tell your mom because I peed up. Like the circle, I made it so the circle was up.
Yeah.
I get it now. Okay.
I loved it. I hope you had to explain it this thoroughly at that time to everybody. You see, the liquid, the urine, went up, not touching in contact with the floor or the rug. We all know that water or moisture never works its way down, so it stayed there for the evening.
But I was a little bit happy-go-lucky, and then like depression hit me.
What age?
I was just about 13
Yeah.
till like 16. Horrible.
Mm.
And then I was better again for a while.
Right. And this is the part, the eternal question is, did you need that period of time to be creative? Did you need that? I've had every therapist in the world say, no, you don't need that. You didn't need it.
No.
And then there's some part of me that's always the self-inflicting part of me that's just thinking, no, that anxiety helped you or that depression helped you. And that's a bad that's a tricky thing to play with because you don't want anyone thinking I need this because they don't need it. But then there's part of you that thinks maybe I did need it. I don't know if that's just Catholics that do that.
I do think that it's a good thing to go, I'm the sum of all of my parts and all my experience have brought me to this place that is good. But I think it's bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, when like comics are like, well, I don't want to get better because what if I'm not funny? Oh, but I'm not a good example of that because I'm not as funny as I used to be. I'm really not.
Yeah.
But
you've been a little too happy.
I think maybe.
Yeah. I'm going to go outside and smash your car with a baseball bat.
No, I'd be fine with it because it's just stuff. But exactly. Yeah, I don't know. But I do think that. And also it is funny because I remember saying to my therapist once, I was single and I go, I mean, like, how am I going to find someone that's done this level of work on themselves? And he just like sat politely. And then I went, oh, most people don't need this level of work on themselves. And he was like, yeah.
Wow. Have you been seeing the same person for a long time?
This guy I've seen for a while, but I've seen different people. Like, I remember, do you remember?
When I was your therapist?
No, but we have mutual friends that also went to the same therapist because I'd see them in the waiting room. But Pamela Connolly, who was on Saturday Night Live one year. I didn't even realize it when I was seeing her. She's married to Billy Connolly. She was that British woman. She was a shrink.
Billy Connolly, the great Scottish comedian.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then she was like, I wrote a book about Billy. I want you to read it. And I was like...
This is in your therapy session?
Yeah, I was like, I don't want to read a book. I don't know. Like...
Well, to be fair, you hadn't ever read a book before. She just wanted you to read one.
Yeah, but it wasn't like about my... It wasn't like what I pay. It wasn't like a book, like a Pema Chodron book. It was like she wrote a book about her celebrity husband. Like, why do I need to read that?
Well, here's the thing. I think some people say when you're in therapy, and some therapists believe you're not supposed to know anything about the therapist and their life. So the person I talk to, I really know nothing about her life. Mm-hmm. I know nothing about it. And I just, because she has not revealed anything, I never say anything like, well, so I won't have a good holiday and I hope you have a good time with your family, ?
They were killed in a fire.
Yeah. How does that make you feel?
To know that about me.
Yeah.
And what you just brought up.
But in the course of my years of trying different people and different methods, I've had other people that tell me everything. And that's kind of weird, I
think there's a happy medium, but that is true. Like when I was seeing this Pamela, I remember I loved her. And I remember saying to friends, like, I mean, she's like my best friend. I mean, I feel like she's like my best friend. And then like one session later, I asked her, do you have any kids? And she's like, I have 5. And I was like, oh, I don't know her at all. I pay her and she's not my friend. I'm a fucking if she is, I'm an asshole.
Right. I still think you can pay people and then they're still your friend. Like Sona, I've paid you to be my friend.
That's true. Yeah. That's true. I mean, that's why this whole podcast exists. So you could have friends that you don't pay. Okay.
You just said this whole podcast is a trick for me to finally get some friends that aren't in my employ.
Right, exactly.
There have been times in the past where I've had, especially back in the late night days when I would have parties and look around and I employed everybody.
Yeah.
And I was having a really good time and then I realized, oh, maybe they think they have to be here.
No, I don't think
No, we had a good, I'm kind of kidding.
Nice, but yeah.
But yeah, I
think you get close to the people you work with. Some people don't. Like some people just work with people and go home and then that's it. But you actually, because I think that you genuinely like the people you work with, right?
No.
Sorry about
I tried to say something sincere and it backfired horribly.
It's so funny. I wanted to talk about this because people have all these preconceived notions about like New Hampshire, growing up in New Hampshire.
Well, hold on. Can we just go back to Sona for 1 second?
Oh, sure.
when she said that you have to pay people to be your friends, and that's what this podcast was, it got real silent.
It did.
And I was going to fill that space, and I decided not to. Let's see where this goes. And now I can feel like her heart is beating faster because she has like a guilt pang.
I'm sweating so much.
Yeah.
I am. I'm sweating.
It's crazy. She's wearing this light purple sweater, and I can see it just vibrating with a heartbeat.
Yeah, it made me uncomfortable when I said that, thinking it was kind of a joke, but then no one laughed. So I'm like, is that real? No. It was uncomfortable.
I wouldn't
and
say
now I'm sweating, and I'm
shaking like
uncomfortable.
Amy Klobuchar's bangs during a presidential debate.
Well, no, it's okay. I mean, I welcome truth here on the podcast, and
But it's
maybe
not true.
you.
She
Like,
thought
you
we were all
guys are
gonna laugh.
friends. I mean, I just thought that was like the whole conceit of this podcast. And you said it.
Sarah's getting
You said it.
$1,200 for being here today.
I'm sure. But just know, I mean, you're batting like 600. That's really high. You
I
know?
think that's pretty good.
Yeah.
I thought that was what this whole podcast was about, but that's okay. It's
Well,
fine.
it sort of was, kind of a jokey title, but then it became real in that I do like what is absolutely true is you're an exception, but there's a bunch of people, because we've hung out and had real conversations. There are a bunch of people I really admire and have loved for years. And I had quick connections with them on a late night show in front of an audience with a band. And I never really got to talk to them. And this has been fantastic because I get to
Right.
do that.
yeah.
But you and I, over the years, have hung out. I mean, I think it was the last time you did the podcast.
Yeah. That was our like awesome bonding day.
It was a really nice happening, which is we were in New York and I was taping at Earwolf Studios and you came over to do the podcast. And then afterwards we're done. And it was just one of those things where I think it was wintertime. I want to say it was winter and it's kind of dark. And you said, yeah, okay, well. And then I said, so what do you do now? And you said, well, I got to go. Were you doing the Comedy Cellar?
No, it was like Gotham. And
Oh,
we
Gotham.
were right near Gotham. And I go, I have to be basically here in 3 hours. So I'm just going to like walk around. And you were like, you want to get something to eat?
Yeah. And then you're never supposed to reveal that you have nothing on your schedule. That's like
Why?
rule number one of being powerful.
Oh, is
No.
that true?
No,
Oh.
I'm kind of kidding, but
You're kinda
I
kidding.
basically said, I've got nothing to do. Let's hang out together. And I said it just in that tone of voice.
That's weird.
Yeah. And then, but we ended up walking around. We went to some,
Gray Dog.
yeah, what was that? It was, and
There's
it-
like 3 of them. So
yeah, it's like a chain, and it was very informal, like order at the counter, sit down. And then we were walking around, and it was funny because people were acting like we were doing some kind of bit or something. We'd get stopped occasionally by people saying, Sarah, Conan, what's going on? Like, what are you shooting? No, we're just walking around.
Right, like because they don't see the cameras when they're watching a bit on TV. So
Yes,
they're probably
exactly.
like, "Oh, you're shooting a bit." It's like, no, we're just walking down the street.
We're
There'd
just-
be
yeah.
you see like others
We're
around.
we're digesting hot dogs right now, walking around. But it was really fun. It was really nice. And between the podcast and then walking around afterwards, I thought, that's not a job, in a nice way.
Oh,
This is not a task I need to perform. This is just absolute fun.
was that
And
the first time you two hung out? Just the two of you as pals?
I think what was
one-on-one.
yeah,
probably.
yeah, probably one-on-one. Yeah. Yeah, there was always some other around,
Somebody.
harshing our mellow.
Well, that's kind of cool.
It
Yeah.
was nice. We were able to like complain to each other and stuff.
Yes.
I mean that.
I should have been wearing a wire because then we could have released that as Conan walks with the podcast guest after the podcast, secretly records it, and we release that. That's more content.
Secretly.
Oh my God.
That's
Yeah.
kind of a dick move.
Yeah.
Yeah, total dick move.
Did you go to
It
the
would
comedy
be called
club?
it would be called Dick Move with Conan O'Brien.
Oh my God, so good.
That is good.
All right, that's it for Conan O'Brien Needs a Friend. Coming up, Dick Move. I convinced Sarah Silverman that I just want to go to A Bon Pan and get a double shot almond milk latte, but really, I badmouth people in the business and get her to confess that she hates them too. Let's talk about you.
Finally. I mean, but
been
really,
40 minutes.
should we? Like, you interview people, so there's still a lot people don't know about you, although I think there's a lot people do. But is there anything left for me to reveal or say? I feel like, there was something when I was eating salad with everyone out there.
Mm-hmm. We had a little bit of it was a festive day here at work. And so Erica Brown went and got a lot of great food and laid it all out. That does not usually happen. I usually forbid that kind of thing.
Of course.
I'm sort of the Scrooge here. I don't like a lot of joy.
Oh, that's right. I want to write a comment card for whatever restaurant they got that from. I just have a comment.
Oh, and it was? You can say.
Well, I just feel like I don't think you need to have sun-dried tomato pieces be that big.
Yes, I agree with you.
I would cut each one into ninths, sprinkle it in throughout the salad, not just on top, and they only use like a third.
It was a tubular pasta, a penne, I believe, with a light cream sauce. And then each piece of sun-dried tomato was a whole sun-dried tomato.
Yeah. It was
that had been, they had backed
vertical slices that were very long.
Yeah.
It's, it's an accent wall. It's not the whole room, right?
Exactly. Well, see, here's the thing. You thought there was nothing left you could reveal. You just revealed something about yourself.
I'm helping people.
You pay attention to the details. You always have.
Yeah. God, I am. Because we were talking out there and I go, I don't think I have anything left to reveal of myself. And then y'all were like, well, how about the thing you just said? I go, oh, yeah, maybe, which is I have a very, I feel, rational fear of getting dementia and masturbating in public.
Oh,
that's specific.
Very specific. And then even every once in a while, like every healthy person does, if I do choose to masturbate in a closet alone with several locks, I go, hold on a second. Do I have dementia and I'm elderly and I'm in a wheelchair at like my grandson's bat mitzvah right now? Bar mitzvah.
Can I just say, these are not erotic thoughts. If you're trying to achieve the orgasmic state,
right,
you can't be thinking about, wait a minute, am I an incontinent person in a wheelchair?
That's all I can. That's the only way I can come. No,
that's crazy. Me too. I'm like, I'm so old. I'm so old. I'm so goddamn old. I'm just shitting myself constantly. Ah!
Isn't it okay though? I mean, you can get away with it because you have dementia. I mean, it's not okay, but it's like, oh, she's got dementia.
Yeah, but it's definitely not how you want to be remembered.
Well,
I don't know.
Here's what I think about this sometimes because I may already be suffering from dementia. I don't know.
That's how I feel very worried.
But I sometimes, there's all these people that say, I don't want to be a burden on my loved ones.
Yeah.
I want to be a burden.
What's the point of having kids otherwise?
Exactly. I've worked hard my whole life, and I think I've been good to my wife and my children. I want to be an amazing burden, a huge burden.
Yeah.
More pudding, just constantly.
Ding, 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 ding.
Ding,
you have
ding,
a little bell, no intercom, no, you don't use a cell phone.
I get a big bell. Dong, dong. Conan wants his pudding.
Don't you think you've already kind of been a burden? I mean, isn't it like kind of nice at the end to just be like, just put me somewhere and visit?
Okay.
I don't know.
Yeah. All right. Well, yeah. I look, I think you're going to be fine. You're as sharp as ever. I have the thing now where if I can't come up with a name, I immediately think I've lost it.
Yeah.
And then I realized I was talking to a neurologist just at a social event.
Mm-hmm.
And he said, no, it's just that we have way too much to remember now. We're genetically engineered to remember like 140 people's names because that's the number of people that would live around your village. And then it changed. We have to know, like, who's the cast of The Love Boat? Right, but who was the bartender? But who played him? Okay, I mean,
we know all those answers.
I know that's the sad thing, but don't ask me about the U.S. Constitution.
Is it Lang or Lange would be but
that is the sad part. Yeah.
I have a counter to that.
Uh-huh.
We have not had to remember a zillion things we've had to remember. We don't have to remember anything right now because we have computers in our pockets.
You're right.
Do you know, I don't know my live-in partner's phone number. I mean, the only way, when the grid gets shut down by Russia or a some kind of natural disaster or whatever, we're all gonna have to just hope someone is at the phone number of the house where we grew up at, or our best friend at that time.
Right.
Because those are the only numbers I know, and probably the same for everyone.
I have had moments where I have misplaced my phone. I don't know where it is, and I'm out in the world. And it's shocking how little you know in your mind. I mean, I don't know how to call just about anybody. You know, Sona, you've been with me for like 12, 13 years.
You forget your own number.
I don't know your number. I forget my number because I just have to,
You don't need to remember it.
Right. There's an Armenian flag and I punch it and then it calls you.
Is that how I'm saved in your phone?
Yeah.
Just an Armenian flag?
Yeah.
So you don't know any other Armenians?
I don't even know your last name.
Oh, okay.
I just know, no, actually it goes to you or Cher. It goes to either one of you.
If you had Cher's number and you didn't give it to me,
well,
we'd have a problem.
Cher asked me not to give it to you.
No.
So let's just say that.
What's Cher's real name?
Sherilyn. Sarkeesian.
That's her last name? Sarkeesian?
Mm-hmm.
Can't believe I never knew that.
See? And now you do have something else to reveal. The next time you're on a podcast, you know Cher's real name.
And you could tell people you know Cher's real name.
So what do we do? How do we, you're much younger than I. I think you're hitting on all cylinders. I really do. You look fantastic. Your brain is razor sharp. I think you should be worried about me. I'm the one you should worry about. I'm falling apart like an old tree.
I'm always worried. Oh, you were like the tree in the Giving Tree.
Mm-hmm.
Now you're just a stump. And then, and yet still, you're like, you can use me as a chair. Isn't that how it goes?
I think so. I can't remember.
It's
now
sad.
Right, but that's the way to think of me. I'm falling apart, but you can use me as a chair at some point when I'm just a stump. That's funny that you called me a stump because my mother growing up would refer to me as a bold stump. She'd say, you're a bold stump. And I never knew what that was. I think it's an old Irish thing, like a stump that was right in the middle of the farm in Ireland that you had to kind of pull out of the ground with ropes. And she
Don't
would
we
be
have computers in our pockets? I want to know what bold stump means.
I've looked it up. I've tried. I've even asked Irish people. They don't know what I'm talking about. I mean, my mother grew up in the United States, as did her mother and her parents. It's like we had been around for a while, but she was still saying things like, Jesus, Mary and Joseph, you're a bold stump. Don't you be a bold stump. And then I would go to school and my teachers were wearing dashikis and it's super cool, liberal. There's a Malcolm X poster on the wall and we're all, listening to Free to Be You and Me and everything's groovy. And I've just been growing up in Victorian Ireland for some reason, just outside Boston. This has been really fun. I love talking to you. You know that.
Yeah, and you.
And I don't even know that I can't even tell you what we talked about, but it's just effortless with you. And
until the past minute or so, I just feel like, I don't know, I've got nothing.
Well, that's terrible. You're never supposed to.
Right.
You just telegraph that to the audience.
Yeah.
Never do that. Never let the audience think they're getting anything less than a spectacular show.
Oh. It's been amazing, Conan.
I think the last minute's been the best part.
Probably, yeah. Just laughs. Ugh.
Well, we can add those later.
Is this for later?
Wait, that's more evil than anything else. Well, listen, I do consider you a good friend. And
Why aren't you looking at me in the eye when you say that?
Because I don't really. Because I do consider you. Look at this. I'm looking you right in the eye. And you know what? Who else I have this problem with? Kevin Nealon. We don't look each other in the eye.
Aw.
Yeah.
But you're the same height and everything.
I know. That's the tragedy of it all. Our eyeballs are at the exact same height.
God, he's my favorite.
Okay, that hurt.
Second favorite. Tied.
No.
Well,
it's fine.
You're not really a stand-up. I guess no. Oh my God! It's just no.
I don't know what I am. I guess.
Oh God! Hey,
friendless...
I helped you before.
I know, but this is fun.
You do stand-up. You have done stand. You do a whole stand-up tour.
Please,
of course,
please. No. I am not a true stand-up. I know that. I think I'm
You're
just
more.
You know what I am? I'm a man that just lives by his wits. Whatever you project onto me, I become that.
That would be good. A good not Naked and Afraid, but just drop Conan somewhere, and he has to just find his way.
Yeah. That was called the 60s, 70s, and 80s.
Oh.
Yeah, didn't go too well. But that's not the point. The point is that we are good friends, and I'm looking you right in the eye.
Yeah, we're definitely friends.
And your eyes look fantastic. I see no sign of glaucoma.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I think your cones and rods are looking spectacular.
Ooh.
And I think your hearing's fine.
Oh, can I ask you a question about sight?
Sure. I'm the guy to ask. This is what I do.
Like, I've just been going when I get an email from the eyeglass store that I get my glasses from, and then there's a doctor there, and they're like, time to get a checkup. Like, I don't know if he's an optometrist. He like has a glasses store.
Well, does he make you look through a device?
Yes.
And does he compare which E is sharper, which A is sharper,
Yeah.
better, worse, better, worse? Then he's giving you a prescription.
Okay.
Is he doing all of it? Is he checking your peripheral vision? Is he, dilating your pupils?
I think so.
Okay.
I check Sona's peripheral vision every day by trying to attack her.
That's not.
And you know what? You're still really good.
I am. That's because I get my peripheral vision checked by an actual optometrist.
I used to go on the road with my friend Mark Cohen, the other Coco, and he would drive and I would sit there and I would fall asleep. And then when I'd wake up, he would notice that I was waking up. I don't know if you say this on how to say this, but he would close his like right eye and act like he was sleeping. You know?
That's great.
And I'd wake up and I'd be like, Mark! He had a lot of good ones. And then he had a good one, like if you have a cold, like go like sniff. This is visual, so but like sniffle like you have a cold. Act like it pulled him towards you. It's just so quick. Like, how do you do that fast? That's like Tig if you go to give her a high five, which for some reason I do fairly regularly. She goes like, go to give me a high five. Question?
I would never try to give Tig a high five.
I
Ever.
know. I go, why does this happen so much that I try to give her a high five? I don't know.
No one gives off, don't give me a high five energy like Tig Notaro.
That's true.
The best, but she's just, don't even
but
try
don't you want to now, knowing what she'll probably say?
I'm going to, yeah.
Okay.
I'm going to.
Their kids, their twins are obsessed with Rory, which makes me so happy. Like, we'll get texts from them saying like, one of the kids was like, oh, this is Rory's favorite team. Like it's just, they love it so much. But Rory is so good with them. Like they came over one day and he just knew what they want. They're like 6-year-old twin boys and they're so cool. And they're such good kids. But like, they're bouncing around and Rory walks in. Hey, you guys want to drill holes in some wood? Yes. I was like,
I would be in for that too. That just sounds fun.
That does sound cool.
Her kids, I'm really good with kids. I can make kids laugh.
Mm-hmm.
I cannot crack her twins. Can't get them.
They're tiny still.
You have twins?
I have twin boys. They're almost a year and a half, and they're they'll get there. They'll get there where they appreciate you.
I've used props.
I know. You've used a lot of physical humor
since
too.
Since he died, I bought all of Gallagher's props. And I tried. The next day, I snatched them up.
Yeah.
And these are watermelons from the 1990s. And I could not get them. I couldn't get them.
You'll get them. You will.
You know what little babies love? They love the sound of appalled old rich ladies. That's one thing. Honestly, they love. Boy, never. It always makes them laugh. The little babies.
When I have noticed young kids love it when an adult consistently makes a mistake and they get to be in the power position. So when I go over to my head writer Matt's house, his kids, I always do the same thing. I'll be like, do you have a bathroom here I can use? And he'll be like, and then I'll cut Matt off before he can say anything. I'll be like, trust me. Forget it. I know where the bathroom is. And I intentionally walk into the closet with great bravado. And the kids go, no! Oh my God, no! Oh, he's crazy! And then I come out and I say, trust me, now I know where the bathroom is. And then I walk into the swimming pool, or I do. And they just love grown up is consistently wrong.
Yeah, I get that.
Which is not funny as you get older. As you get older, it makes you afraid.
Yeah, they
for
love
society.
it. They like when you're mad. But like they can sense it's a joke, Like they'll go, I'm taking a nap. Don't wake me up.
Yeah.
And then I do this. Yeah, which is my favorite. And then they always will like poke me and I'll go, ah, who woke me up?
Yeah. Oh,
Was it you?
Yeah.
They love it for some reason.
But then when it turns to real anger, it frightens them.
Yeah, then I start fucking slamming plates, smashing shit, and they
I'm
get
not
scared.
kidding. You shouldn't have woken me up.
Remember when there was an
I'll
entire...
kill you.
Oh my God.
That's how I always start playing that game that you're describing, but then I really do get upset. And then I threaten to kill them.
How old are you? 4? You're a piece of shit.
Do you have any idea how important sleep is to me? I'm going to get you in the night. Tonight. I know how to get into your room.
Oh, fuck.
And then it turns sour. We're going to wrap this up now. Sarah Silverman, God bless you. And thank you so much for being here.
Always a joy. I love you.
I love you too. And look, I'm looking
Oh my
right
God,
at you.
I was kidding. No, I do love you. I'm kidding. I really do love you. My mom, like we lived in New Hampshire, like my mother we would go to Dunkin' Donuts and she'd be like, I'd like a croissant. And the girl would be like, what? And I'd be like, Mom.
You're humiliating me.
Oh, but she'd also say, ah bon pain.
Ah bon pain. So where did
All
that
right,
come
Mom.
from? Where did that come from with her? She wanted to show that she was kind of fancy and erudite. What was it?
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
she spoke French. She went to, she went to a high school like St. Margaret's. She went to like a Catholic school or something or some sort of Christian school and learned French. But she also, I remember when I was with Jimmy Kimmel, he
You have
would
to be
have,
specific because there's so many late night hosts named Jimmy.
I know.
That time I was with Jimmy. Wait, which one? No, it was Kimmel.
But my mom had come to visit and he was having he would have like the Christmas Eve 7 fishes thing.
Yeah.
And then we're hanging out and everyone's singing Christmas carols and they're singing Jingle Bells. And my mom, she's passed away. So now, of course, like I love every piece of her, but
Sure.
she drove me totally insane. And she just was driving me crazy. And I like whispered to him and I go, she's such a fucking know-it-all. And just as I said that, the song ended and she goes, I can sing it in French. It was like the most incredible timing.
You called it. She didn't disappoint. That's like a sitcom where they say, well, as long as no idiotic blowhard gets involved, we should be fine. Bang. Ted Knight comes through the door of Miracella Moore. Hello. Yes. Hello. But that was perfect.
Oh my God.
I do know there are people who I know who are always insisting that the real pronunciation is something that it possibly couldn't be. I mean, it just couldn't be. So you'll say like, let's go get a gelato. And they'll be like, well, it's gelato. And I'd be like, what? No, it's gelato. Actually, this is the kind of thing Jordan Schlansky would do, who works for us. He'd say, I'm sorry, it comes from the German derivation of the Italian, so it's gelato. And you're like, no, it's not. At a certain point, we all agree that it's not.
Well, that's the thing is like at a certain point, like it's just made more popular the wrong way and that makes it the right way. Like my mom insisted that to say something is your forte, it's fort. And I believe her, but no one in the world says it that way. So if you say, well, that's my fort, they'll go, you mean you built a fort? No, it's the correct way of saying what all you know as forte.
My wife says tomato, and her family, they just all say tomato. And I know that that's of course, you say tomato, I say tomato, but it's not tomato. It's just not.
It's not anymore.
I met
It's
a
not
woman who
anymore.
said tomato and I was just like, oh.
Who said it?
A woman that I know who worked with me for a short time. That sounds negative. I hired her she was a decorator. Okay.
It was a short-term contract. It's not like you let her go because she was saying tomato.
But it was funny because she said, no. She said tomato and it proved in my mind my point, which is that all interior designers come from money. Because who's a struggling interior? Nobody works their way up. There is no coming from nothing interior
you
designer.
could put that crate over by that barrel and it might create a flow, and then lay that pipe over there, and then You're right. They don't start out in an alley just arranging trash cans.
I think these people are from old money that become this. And then she goes, I like the tomato color. And I look over at Rory. What did I tell you?
Yeah.
But it could also be, that is a Boston, like my Nana said, like, had a Boston accent, but she said, like, she had a weird, I don't know why I say, like, but challah bread, she'd say, like, hully.
Hully bread?
Yeah. Like,
wow.
She had that kind of, like, scrappy Boston accent, but then she said both. But it wasn't like a rich person way. It was like a Boston bath.
That's
like instead of bath.
Yeah. I'm going to take a bath.
Yeah, I didn't know if you thought I was saying like she had a lisp and she was saying boss or something.
No, but it's like mid-Atlantic. My mother, I swear to God, the only reason I'm in comedy is my mother always reminded me, and I love my mom, and she's the best, but she always reminded me of Margaret Dumont from the Marx Brothers movies.
Oh.
The lady who's like, well, please, Groucho. And it was, she always had a little bit of that, now let's just all settle down here. Now I'd like to think we're the kind of family that knows how to respect itself and use the correct language. And of course, that made me want to go, and then behave like a complete idiot. And they took us once to a fancy restaurant and they put down the little bowls that you're supposed to wash your hands in. We never went to fancy restaurants, but there was some occasion, it might have been my parents' anniversary, and they took us someplace downtown Boston that was kind of old fashioned. And they gave us and we all knew it was to dip your hands in to clean them. I'll never forget, I took my napkin, I'm like 12, and I tuck it like right into my shirt. And I take my spoon and I go, soup's on. And I start slurping it. And my mother was like, would you please? That's for washing your hands. And I'm like, why? But if she had been not doing that, she was such a good straight person that I had to do it. I had to.
I always say babies. I'm sorry, there was more to that.
Oh, no, I don't think there was.
You just said so, hoping that more words would come to your... Sometimes I do that.
It was me throwing it to you in a very professional way, yeah. That was like a behind the back pass by, Magic Johnson. That was just like a really cool thing I just did. I just went, so, and I looked at you, and you were supposed to like grab it and
take it.
Yeah, take the rock to the hole and just, whang.
Oh, wow, you really know basketball
Pretty
terms.
good sportster over here.
Sportster.
I was going to say something, but now I want to say this, that my dream has always been, and now I think they don't play what's the big American basketball team? They play the Washington Generals.
Oh, the Harlem Globetrotters.
Yeah, so I love the Harlem Globetrotters, but then as an adult, I thought, wouldn't it be great if I went to Harlem Globetrotters games in like head to toe Washington Generals fan gear and I'm like the foil for the kids in the crowd, like this is their year, go crazy.
That's funny.
But and I looked into it and they like downsize, so they don't play the Washington Generals anymore. They just play like whatever local or something.
It was the Washington Generals' job to lose.
Yeah.
They were employed to lose every game. Mm-hmm. And there must have been a time when they were just like, I know we're going to get in big trouble, but let's beat the Harlem Globetrotters.
Oh, that'd be amazing.
No.
Yeah, because there are moments where I'm sure the Harlem Globetrotters are very good, but there are moments where they're busy filling a bucket with confetti or stealing the ref's whistle when you can, pull off some major plays and get ahead, build a good, comfortable lead.
Yeah, but that's not the point.
Well, it should be the point.
No, it's okay.
Kids need to learn. Kids need to learn that anyone can lose if they're busy stuffing a pail with confetti.
Yeah, or like throwing a fake basketball that comes back on a string.
Yeah, because it has a rubber band on it. Kids need to know that those kind of shenanigans can lead to trouble.
I don't know. It's like wrestling, right? You always have to choose someone who loses in wrestling. Otherwise, I don't know.
Yeah, what are they called? Not the foil, but the
loser.
The heel.
The heel.
Yeah, the heel.
Or Sona's term works also, the loser.
You know what? You should, when you run out of comics to do this show, you never will, but
Never. There's too many.
But there are some really interesting professional wrestlers, like from
That's
that
true.
world, and it's kind of adjacent.
But also, we don't just talk to comedians. We talk to, I think, primarily comedians,
kings and queens, and comedians, kings and queens.
And down on their luck royalty, like really royalty from very small countries. Like, you got Harry and Meghan? Oh no! Oh God, no! No. This is from the Duchy of Lithuania. I'm curious, what do you think drives you now? Because you have had so much success for a long time, but I can tell you take this very seriously and you are very driven. Is that your dad's work ethic?
Yeah, that was instilled in me at a young age, just like work. You got to work. You got to go out. I mean, I was working at Fuddruckers when I was 14 years old. That was one of my first jobs, and never really stopped working since I was 14. So yeah, that definitely comes from my father. And, I don't know, for me, I felt like it was extremely fun coming up through the clubs and getting my first spot on your show and doing these things for the first time, no one really knowing who I was. It was exciting. Now it's a little, the pressure is a little bit higher to, kind of maintain the standard,
right.
Keep the jokes as good as they were. That's the whole thing. It's like, I did a comedy special that came out on Netflix this year, and I got kind of like, people like, it's not as good as your or it's not as good as this, or not as good as that. So that never really happened to me before. Mm-hmm. And not that I'm sitting there looking at, what people are saying, but if you got to be a fool not to like put your ear to the ground and go, is this hitting with people? I mean, are people kind of getting this? And I'm trying something different. I normally am a physical comedian, so this one I went like, let me throw it back to the Rat Pack and wear a tuxedo. I don't wear a tuxedo because it kind of hinders my movement. I'm not as comfortable, but I'm like, let me do something different,
Right.
And I got some backlash of, he's not as physical as he once was. I'm 50.
No sympathy in this room. We all fought in the Korean War. Everyone in this room.
I died in the Korean War.
Yeah. And as a ghost, you're old. He's an old, out-of-shape ghost. A ghost with a low back problem. But but I mean, that's the other thing too is, to me, the biggest driving thing is, which I know you, is if someone's disappointed with something I've done, it makes me physically ill. Like, if they're disappointed in my comedic attempt, or if they're disappointed, it makes me so upset that I work hard to try and make sure that doesn't happen.
Yeah.
Now, it can still happen, but it's that fear of failure which doesn't diminish. You'd think it would diminish, and it doesn't. And if I'm someplace and it's a small group and I'm supposed to go up and give a toast or something, I get anxious. And if I feel like the toast wasn't good enough, and people are like, what are you talking about, a toast? It's, what are you worried about that for? I don't think that goes away.
No, that's with you. I could relate to that. My kid just had a birthday party, and I got on the microphone to kind of like, because we were going to play these games, these old school games at my kid's birthday party. So I got on the microphone, hey, everybody, we're going to do this. And I got off, and I go,
Oh my God.
I just felt like I let him down, professional comedian.
And it wasn't as good as last year's kid's birthday party.
All you're doing is saying the pin, the tail, and the donkey's over here on the right, and the dunking board is over there, and the bouncy castle. That's all you're there to do. No, I should have started with the bouncy castle. Then you elevate to the donkey. Shit. But no, I know what you're talking about, because so much of comedy and performing and writing is choices, and I'm always second guessing the choices afterwards. And it's the same thing. It doesn't matter how small the stakes are. You can still beat yourself up about it.
Absolutely. And now that we're talking about this happened last week at my daughter's birthday, and my wife and I went into I guess the parents read to the class on the day of the birthday of the kid. So we walk in and we had our daughter's favorite book, and the plan was my wife was going to read half of it and I was going to read half of it. So my wife starts to read the book and she's burning through the book. I just like, and I'm looking at this as as kids, and I go, give me the book. And I've never read to kids before. It's a group of 6-year-olds. I've never read to them before. I started getting into the book, and then I started like incorporating the kids and doing my own lines from the book. We hate Veronica, don't we? Yeah. And I told the teacher, I go, I'd love to read to the kids every Friday if I could. Could I be a TA?
Yeah.
But I just think it's innate. It's in us to, if we get a group of people, I think it's innate for us to not disappoint.
This is a true story. Yeah. It's so funny you bring that up. We're gonna have to hang out and get wine. I'm sorry, because there's too much common ground here. But when my daughter was younger, it was read to the kids day, and I went over, and this was to the school. You remember this? And I went over there, and I had a story to read. And the story, I remembered looking at it. It's only like 9 pages long because the kids are little. And I was like, there's not much to work with here. I remember thinking that, like flipping through it, like all I've got is 9 pages. So I go to sit down, and they go, okay, now, Nev's dad, Mr. O'Brien. And I sit down, and I notice that there's this like stuffed dragon right behind me whose face is kind of looking at me. So I kept doing these physical takes before I even read the book. I was like, well, kids, nice to see you. And, oh, God, oh. And the kids started laughing really hard. So I kept doing all this shtick with the dragon, and it was doing really well. And the teacher came up. The teacher came up, I'll never forget, and she put her hand on my shoulder and said, you just read the book. You just read the book.
Oh, my God.
And I was looking at her like, you kidding? This is killing. You don't step on that. I don't know how you feel about this, but you and I are both people that I get my energy the way a plant needs the sun. I need an audience to kind of be letting me know what's happening. And so I never did anything in film and was never something I even thought about. And then I had this experience last summer where I shot something and I found myself, it's such a different pace. All right, come to set, you wait around, and then it's your time to go and you do something and you're wondering, was that funny? And then they try it a bunch of different times from a million different angles, and then it's go wait some more. And I thought, I don't know if this is my milieu.
Yeah.
I don't know if this is because I'm so reliant on getting into the flow with people and feeling it, and this idea of doing it almost surgically in a soundstage, and then we'll let you know in a year how this turned out.
Yeah,
is very strange.
It's
but fascinating. It's really fascinating.
I'm like you, bro. You need like validation that what you're doing is funny. Like I found myself in some of these scenes like cut, and I'm looking around going nothing. Like like.
And they're just there working their equipment. They're not. Yeah. What, guys? What? Someone die? No, we're checking levels. And what are you talking about?
Well, even you see those like bloopers or whatever, like Jim Carrey's doing like something, or Will Ferrell's doing something, and then the camera guy's like, it's shaking the camera, right? I'm looking for those moments, right? Nothing. Ain't getting any of this. No one's shaking. So you have to almost have like a feeling that this is I guess funny. I guess this is funny. I don't know. I mean, I had a different experience on the TV show where I just did with Chuck Lorre. Chuck Lorre, you could actually hear him laughing in the background. Right. So you go, oh, okay. Then I'm making one guy laugh. But yeah, this the movie was silence.
Yeah.
So we're looking forward to seeing. I mean, listen, when we viewed it in a theater, people were laughing, but it's just not during the process.
Right. But it's such a different thing, too, is the time lag. Also, I'm sure you were heavily involved in editing and, were you allowed to be in there?
I was allowed. I went in there. I didn't like dig deep into the editing. There was moments I go, I think there was a better take, and we looked at that, but I was like, not the whole like day in, day out editing of a film. I wasn't heavily involved in that. No.
Yeah. My experience is whenever I say, what about that other take that was really funny? Guys will just look at me and go, yeah, we looked at it. It's not funny.
Yeah.
And then my penis retracts up into my body. It takes months to lure it back out again. Put out little crackers and stuff for it. A 1980s Playboy with Adrienne Barbeau. Nothing. I said too much. Summer's here. Of course, summer's the time for everything fresh. Let me list a few. Fresh air, refreshing vacations, and plenty of HelloFresh to liven up meals. That's where I was going, HelloFresh. And with chef-crafted seasonal recipes and new fresh and fit summer menu, HelloFresh brings you flavor right to your door.
Yeah.
Now's the peak time for summer produce. HelloFresh makes sure you get all the best picks all season long. Delicious, fresh meals. Will make your home the place to be this summer. Pre-proportioned ingredients that help cut down on food waste and time, while step-by-step instructions make cooking a breeze, not a chore. HelloFresh combines quality and convenience with ingredients making it from the farm to your door in less than 7 days. Sona, HelloFresh saved your life.
I don't know if it saved my life.
As a cook, you're a disaster on your own, but when HelloFresh is involved, it's fantastic.
I didn't think that was the case, but yeah, I really liked HelloFresh. They sent me 3 meals. One was a chicken, one was a pork, and one was a fish.
Yeah, and fantastic.
I crushed it.
Yeah, and I remember going to your house once for dinner before you used HelloFresh, and you served me 1 meatball on an ice cream cone.
Yeah.
No, that's not a meal. What HelloFresh did is it totally upped your game. Congratulations, Sona.
That was a good meatball.
No, I'm not sure that was meat. Anyway, go to HelloFresh.com/TeamCoco50 and use code TeamCoco50 for 50% off. Plus free shipping. That's Team Coco 50 at HelloFresh.com/Team Coco50 for 50% off. Plus free shipping. America's #1 meal kit. I could talk to you forever. I'm a big fan of your work. You really make me laugh. But I also appreciate that you are a very thoughtful guy, and you are someone who has taken his career really seriously and made it all happen through sheer force of will and a ton of talent. But you've put a lot of work into what you've done. And I hope that you are able to find moments of relaxation.
Yes.
And that's I think what there's no such thing as I want to get to the point where I'm just blissfully happy all the time, because that means you've had a neurological accident,
Yeah.
But what I'm hoping for is that you get better and better at finding moments where you say, Jesus Christ, look what I've done, and enjoy and say, yeah, I'm going to get the biggest lobster they have here.
Without the coupon.
Hey, Sebastian, thank you so much for being here. And I'm excited for About My Father. I think that's so cool.
Thank you. And one more thing before we leave.
Yeah.
After we take the headphones off, right, we're going to do this. And then you're going, oh, yeah, that was fun, guys. And say,
yeah.
Can I get your number?
Look, you just crossed the line. You just crossed the line. And what if you just said that and 4 security guards walked in quietly? Yes, you will get my number.
Okay.
You will get my number. And then we got to get wine at some point.
Yeah, no, we have a lot of parties at the house. Small, nice group of people. You come up and
I'm going to be loud and jokey even if I don't feel it. Even if I don't feel like this. The mood is right. If someone's up there talking about a disease they just got diagnosed with, I'm still going to go for it.
I think these are all children's birthday parties. So.
Give me a crack. I kill at those things. I kill. All right. Well, thank you very much.
You got it.
It was great.
Thanks for having me. Hi, my name is Sebastian Maniscalco, and I feel honored about being Conan O'Brien.
That's very sweet. That's very nice of you to say that.
Although, listen, I know we've met.
You've done the show many times.
Yeah, but we haven't really had a relationship outside the show. It's not like I'm calling you going, what are you doing Friday night? We're having some wine. You want to come by? I just don't know
I'd
why.
love it if you had done that. I would love to have.
But you didn't do it for me either. You know.
Well, that's not going to happen. Sebastian, there are rules, you know? I was the host of the show, and so no matter, you've become huge. You're massive. You're as big a comedy star as I can imagine. But still, you know, because I was the host of those shows, I had to have a wall up.
Okay.
You understand?
I do understand, but but my question is, being a host of a show like that, right? And you got a lot of people coming through the door day in, day out. Have you made friendships over the years with a lot of your guests?
Yes, I have.
Okay.
I have with a pretty good number. You just click with people, and one of the things that it takes is just bumping into them someplace else. That's usually what has to happen, is you bump into them someplace else. So I'm sure if I bumped into you and we were hanging out, you would have thought, this is the greatest fucking guy I ever met in my life. And then you would have signaled to the waiter, you know, more wine over here. And I'd have said, let me get it, Sebastian. This is on me. And you'd have been like, I love this guy. And then the next thing I'd be at your house.
Yeah.
That would have happened, but we never bumped into each other.
Okay.
Because you were very careful not to bump into me.
Yeah, I didn't go out much.
When I was around.
No.
You were always out on the town, and the minute you read Conan O'Brien's in town, you would lay low.
Yeah.
You would lay low until I passed through. No, I'm very happy for you. You know, it's funny. I was trying to think of you're a very funny comic. You are an amazingly successful comedian, and you've done really well as an actor. And I was trying to think, what is it that Sebastian does that always made me laugh whenever you would come on the show? And I realized today it was your amazement. You do amazement better than most comedians I know. You're totally amazed by how screwed up or fucked up something is.
Yeah.
And that is a big part of your personality. And you stretch it out. Your physicality is really great, but you have your personality like inflates when you're saying, what's going on with this?
Yeah.
I don't understand. And there are a lot of comedians that do what's going on with blank. Your amazement you're the Olivier of amazement, I think. You really are. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. Yeah. No, I'm constantly shocked and amazed at, you know, whether it be human behavior or situations or what have you.
Right.
I just have an exaggerated way of looking at things.
Yeah.
It's been the way I've kind of looked at life since I was a kid. So it's not like it's something that I'm putting on for. I mean, obviously, it's comedy, so you have to exaggerate a little bit. But the seed of it is coming from complete awe and shock of what I'm seeing. Yeah. So. That tends to be kind of the core of the comedy.
But you know what's great is you tie it in with your history as an Italian American. You know, your dad. I know, and we'll get to this because this is a huge part of your movie. And I cannot believe you got Robert De Niro to play your dad.
Yeah,
I mean, this is. There are people out there that say, I want to make a movie about my life. I'll find someone to play my dad, you know? And I don't even want to know who I would be able to get. It would.
My wheels are turning.
I know your wheels are turning. It would not be Robert De Niro.
Orville Redenbach.
But I'm really so I think that you do this yes, we all do that. We exaggerate. We take who we are really, and then we turn up the knob to like 15 for the comedic sake. But the core of it is pure. And what you do is it feels, it's a very Italian attitude about what the fuck is this all about.
Yeah, it's in the culture. So the upbringing and my father is a huge part of my comedy, just because, you know, he came from Sicily. He's when he was 15 years old, and he brought a lot of those old world values to America with him. And then in the upbringing, those kind of values were passed on to me. And yeah, it's just I notice Italian people. I just did a TV show, and the other actress on the TV show was Italian. And when Italians get together, it's almost like other people are looking at us, and it's like we speak like dolphins. They don't even know the communication. Like they're like, I thought there was going to be a fight that was going to break out at any minute when you guys were talking, but it was, we kind of just know there's a familiar way how we communicate with one another, and then when we start speaking outside of the culture, a lot of people tend to see it and go, oh, wow, this is a different kind of take on life. And the take comes from pretty much my dad.
Yeah.
Who's a huge personality and has a lot to say. And I don't know. I just took basically what we were talking about at the kitchen table as a kid and then made a living out of it.
I have said for many years that it all starts at the kitchen table. That's where it started for me, was a lot of brothers and sisters and Sunday dinner. That was the one constant, was Sunday dinner. And then we'd be there and you'd just try and see who could crack up the table the most. And that's where it starts. I really believe it's the same thing. But what's interesting to me about I think you've said that there's almost a negativity with an Italian point of view that's built in. Is that true?
Constantly negative. Everything is always bad. Nothing's ever good. We can't talk about it being good, because if you talk about being good, something bad's going to happen. So that's
it's just so sad.
It's just the way it is.
Yeah.
And it's like I now have trouble enjoying the fruits of my labor. Right? I don't know if you guys have this problem, but like I'm at a point in my life where I should really be extremely happy about what's happening to me.
Yeah.
Yet there is a, part of me that is always kind of looking for the next thing. And am I doing enough? I got a podcast. Is it good enough? I'm doing a TV show. Is it good enough? So I can't sit there and relax.
Right.
And I don't know if that's just me, or is that people who get to a certain level in their career and feel like they got to maintain that level, and you can't relax until. I'm reading this book called Die with Zero, right? Because I'm having an issue with spending money. And
the issue being you're spending too much, you're not spending it.
I don't know what to spend. Like I grew up working middle class.
Right.
And it was money was a huge topic in our house, and it was always save your money, because you don't know if your tongue is going to fall out and you can't do this anymore. Right.
Which does happen.
I wouldn't worry about that one particular thing. Give yourself a break on that.
Yeah. During COVID, you weren't worried at all about COVID. You were worried. Don't worry, you're clear on COVID. My tongue! The tongue could go at any time. What?
Yeah. Well, I mean, COVID was a great example. It's like you save for a rainy day, right? And the rainy day came, and I was still going, I didn't even use the savings.
Right.
I was just trying to figure out how I could make money and live off whatever, doing corporate Zooms. That's what I was doing. I wasn't doing like stand up in my living room, but it would be like a moderator asking me questions, and I would be making the company laugh on Zooms. I did like 38 of these things.
Oh
Okay.
my God.
Now,
COVID.
let me just put this in context for our listeners who don't know, and many people are aware of your massive success. You sold out 4 shows at Madison Square Garden. That's insane. That's an insane achievement. That's you and a microphone sold out Madison Square Garden, 4 of them.
How many of those people were on Zoom, though?
Yeah, no, half.
To be fair, they put a lot of TV screens. Look at me. Hi, everybody. I'm 60. I don't know if you've met me.
Oh, I think that works.
When I Zoom, it's a TV. I was picturing televisions with rabbit ears. In a Zoom coming over
in
it.
the seats? The televisions are in the seats?
Let's just let it go.
Okay.
But my point is, Sebastian, I'm just wanting to put it in context for people that you've had this insane, there are plenty of people in the business that book a sitcom, but they're being careful with their money or this or that. You've had a unprecedented level of success that I can promise you right now is not going anywhere. You have talent and ability, and it's not going anywhere. And you have a devout following. But it's fascinating to me that, when it stops for a little bit, you're thinking, oh my God, how am I going to make the rent? Yeah. And to me, this is a very common situation. And I do think that it may not be a coincidence that your dad immigrated here because, famously, Bob Hope, who, biggest comedian maybe of the 20th century, he immigrated from Wales as a kid and was incredibly poor growing up and tried to make it as a boxer, and his family were like stonemasons. He had nothing, and he scrounged and finally made it, and then bought up all the orange groves in California when he started making money. And by the time he's in his 90s, he's, I think, the richest entertainer in the United States of America. He's just an incredibly wealthy man. And I know for a fact that he would go into the Valley and with coupons for Carl's Jr. To me, it's that shit doesn't go away. Yeah. When you have, and although you didn't experience that maybe firsthand, you inherit it from your dad, and it's very powerful. Yeah. So, to me, it makes sense that you're that way.
Yeah, but my whole challenge now is I got like one foot living in that world, and I got a 1 foot living in the world I'm in right now, and I'm trying to just be a little bit more relaxed when it comes to enjoying my success. I guess that's the struggle I'm having at this current point. Right. In my life.
It's a good problem.
Yeah, it's a good problem.
But I know what you mean. I know what you're talking about. And I recommend medication. A lot of it, and all kinds. Don't even just get it from other people. Don't even see a psychopharmacologist. I think just get it, random pills from other people, and try them out.
Okay. Terrible advice.
Something I really appreciate about you is that you have your performing persona, and I've noticed whenever I'd come in and talk to you in the dressing room beforehand or afterwards, or even when I talk to you here today at the podcast, you are a very quiet, thoughtful man. Yeah. And I'm curious if you encounter, you're so well known out in the world when you're yourself, you're with your family, with the kids. Are there people that want that other Sebastian? Do you know what I mean? And you are a very dignified, intelligent, quiet guy who is not performing at this moment.
Yeah. People do think that's who I am on an everyday basis, kind of not loud, but like over-expressive and whatnot. When I get together with you, we're just kind of talking. It's normal and what have you. So, yeah, listen, I'm not life of the party by any means, all right? And I think that's the misconception with some comedians where they think, invite the comedian, going to make the room laugh. If you invite me over to your house and there's other people there that I don't know, I tend to be, I don't call it shy. It just I tend to, it takes me a while to warm up to the group. Yeah. Even when I do these things, right? These podcasts, which I don't do a lot of them just because, I don't know. I just feel like, is this going to be an environment where I'm going to be comfortable to kind of be myself and like express my feelings? And then obviously with you six, I fit right in here.
But we like to think it's a welcoming environment.
No, but like sometimes you go in, it's like, I don't know. What do we
Well, also, I've noticed that a lot of people think comedy is a thing. Like you hire a plumber, they come over, I see what the problem is, and they fix it. And I'm always trying to explain to people, they'll say like, why don't you just come over into this situation? and do that Conan thing and get everybody laughing. And I'll start asking questions like, well, what's the occasion? What's the room? And they act like, what are you talking about? Just come and do the thing.
Yeah.
And I'll say, comedy is so hard, and it's also so conditional on where are we? Where are we? Who's there?
Mm-hmm.
What's the backstory? As you know, if there's a really high ceiling, that's not good.
Yeah.
You want some compression in the room. If people are eating while you're doing your thing, that's not good. It's terrible.
Yeah.
I mean, I've had nightmares still of doing things at the, what's the really fancy hotel that goes back Waldorf Astoria. Oh. Waldorf Astoria the Waldorf Astoria has this famous ballroom where they would do, whenever someone was retiring, like Tom Brokaw is retiring, Conan, go do, you're going to go and talk about Tom and get big laughs for 15 minutes at the Waldorf Astoria. And you think there's a ballroom there that I still have nightmares about because it's really wide, really deep, ceilings are really high, and everybody's eating a Caesar salad. Mm-hmm. And you just hear, silverware. And I think again and again and again, it's about what's the context? What's the room? What's the environment? Yeah. And when you're in an environment where you can really light things on fire and have fun. And you also know when you're in an environment where, what is this, an aquarium? Like, why am I here? Yeah. These people, I don't even think know that there's going to be anybody doing anything funny. It just feels, it's very off-putting, and you need the conditions to be right.
Yeah, I think that's the misconception. You could just put comedy up wherever and it's just going to work. I remember early on where people, the corporate event, corporate events, generally speaking, are notorious for this. We're like, we're going to have a comedian, and then you get there and then it's just a dance floor and then the people. It's like, you got to have the people near me. You can't be, 40 feet away.
Right, you're not Mussolini. Yeah. You need people. Yes, exactly. Yeah. Exactly.
So then you would have to do a quick adjustment and go, all right, I'm going to perform now on the dance floor. Now I'm going to have to go, and so you got to make it right. And it works in life too, I think. Sometimes I think you're in a situation where it's a social setting and, maybe the expectation is, for you to be funny, but you even look at the environment and go, this ain't the environment for me to like excel here. So then I go like, I'm like a shut-in. I don't say nothing. And then my wife's like, why aren't you talking? I go, it's just not right. It's I don't know. I feel uncomfortable sometimes around like, went to a birthday party yesterday, kid's birthday party, right? Yeah. I just, I don't know. I just felt like I'm just going to hang out with my kids here because I just didn't feel like any like pockets or any situations where I could get involved and really kind of
start to get something cooking.
Yeah.
Yes. I know exactly what you're talking about. I was at a thing once. I was at an event that I emceed, and they didn't tell me this, but it was all to raise, it was a really good cause. It was to raise money for, wounded military vets. And so it's a great cause, and I was really glad to do it. And it's this big event. I'll never forget, I'm backstage and I'm going to go out and I know what I'm going to do. And just before I went out, they came out and they played taps. Oh, dun, dun, dun. And they played taps, and the whole room gets really solemn. And then a voice of God just went, "Ladies and gentlemen, Conan O'Brien." This is like a dare, How do I get from where we are now, which is very sacred and solemn and appropriate, but why did you want a comedian to come on after that?
Yeah. I think we're going to light it up, like, oh, it's very somber. Now the comedian's going to come out and make everybody laugh. But I mean, it's difficult to come out to that environment. I did something similar to a I was at a 9/11 gig, and they show a video at 9/11 and the people and this and that, and then they please welcome Sebastian, and I come out and I'm like, okay, let's get into my dad. My dad.
Or also you're doing comedy about how you've had a hard day. Oh boy, the day I've had. Oh really? Did 2 towers collapse? Oh shit. And thousands of people. Hold on. I know, but let me talk about my day. I mean, it's just impossible.
Yeah.
It's like a Harry Houdini thing where it's like, we're going to take Sebastian Maniscalco and wrap chains around him and put him in a bank vault and throw him in the Hudson River. And then let's see if he can get out.
Yeah.
It's funny because you mentioned something that I like to talk about occasionally, which is you talk about life of the party. And this is a common misconception, but I've often had people over the years say to me, oh, you must have been the class clown. And I've mentioned this before on the podcast, and I think, oh no, I was not the class clown. I remember the class clown, but I was not that guy. And I would say almost all of the comedians I really like were not the class clown. And I'm sure there are so many people that are huge fans of yours and would think like, oh my God, if I could have been in the 8th grade with Sebastian, he would have just been hanging from the ceiling and being crazy. And I just knowing you and how smart you are and talented, I'm thinking, no, I don't think that was Sebastian.
Yeah. No one, if you were in 8th grade with me, you would have not known I was in the class. I actually looked at the class clown as I was sitting watching him going, sit down. It's not funny.
Yeah.
So no, I was more of an observer. I wasn't the center of attention. Now, when I got up in front of the class to do a book report, or if it was something that I had to get up and do, then I was funny. But the rest of the year, I wasn't saying much. So never the class clown. I never thought the class clown was funny. I could tell who the class clown is. If it's a comedian, that guy was I'm not into class clowns.
Yeah.
No.
Well, I think they all end up in prison, at least for a while. They do routinely go to prison. And then they come out and they're not class clowns anymore. they have a whole different attitude about stuff isn't as funny to them anymore. I know that, like me, you probably grew up very Roman Catholic.
Yeah.
Did you do the whole 9 yards? Were you choir boy?
Altar boy.
Altar boy.
Did the funerals. Did you do the funerals?
No, I was because they could tell that I could actually enunciate pretty well. They made me what's called the lectern, which is the guy who reads, certain passages.
We didn't have that.
Yeah, well, they would, it's usually like the priest does it, but they would have someone step in and read a couple of passages. And they were like, this guy can enunciate and he knows how. Yeah, literally. They were like, this kid enunciates. And in Boston, nobody enunciates. Everyone else just sounded like they had a bunch of clamshells in their mouth. And then in the corner, I was saying, and on the 3rd day, he rose. In fulfillment of the scripture, he's seated at the right hand of the Father. He'll come again in glory to judge the living and the dead. And they're like, we got to use this guy, So they had me doing that. But I envied the, like you get to ring the bells. I didn't get to ring the bells.
I was a bell guy.
You sound like I'm a bell guy. Yeah.
You're bragging.
Yeah. It's like I'm getting guys for a bank job. Do we have a bell guy? I'm a bell guy.
I held the water. You ever held the water for the?
No. Where they fling the water at people.
So I had the little bucket and thing. Yeah. I did the whole thing over at St. Cecilia Parish in 1985. So yeah.
Wow, you guys are so cool.
Yeah, aren't we?
You were at St. Cecilia's in 85, huh? I was at St. Ignatius, St. Lawrence. I worked a couple of churches. This is the 70s. I'm an older guy than you, but the 70s was really the time to be in a Catholic church. I'll tell you something. But no, I remember we had a priest that used to, all of our priests, were pretty much, they were either Italian or Irish, but we had one guy whose his thing was he had always had change in his pocket, and he was real like a club comic, and he would jingle the change in his pocket and walk around, and and give the homily. And it was always in like a very folksy and kind of working jokes in and stuff. And then he'd always end the mass by saying, they're supposed to just say, So go in peace to love and serve the Lord. That's what they're supposed to do at the end of the Mass. And be like, go in peace to love and serve the Lord. Have a nice day. Have a nice week. See you around. What? What's Jesus think about this ending? Different. Did you do confession? Did you go to confession?
Did confession.
I always froze in confession. I didn't know what to say. I would make shit up.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I would say I murdered a man. I would say anything, but I didn't confess anything real.
Nothing. There's nothing going on back then where it's like I didn't walk in when I was 13 and say, oh, yeah, committed adultery. There's none of that. It was
I coveted my neighbor's wife. You got to see this broad.
Yeah, no, I did all that. I did the confession. I went every Sunday. Did the gave the money.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, my being Italian, you just give the money, and we never put it in the envelope that you're supposed to put it in. They give you like an envelope, you put it in, and then you put your name, so you gave. You just peel it off, just a crisp 20 right into the.
Nice. That made me think of like some wise ass kid. There was it was Christmas time, and they had this beautiful creche, the little the manger, and there was everyone's gathered around, Mary, and everyone's there. They're the shepherds, the wise men, the sheep, the donkey, and they're all looking over in great reverence. And some wise ass had taken the baby Jesus out and put a $20 bill down.
Oh,
so it looked like it's the almighty dollar. And I remember really thinking that was funny, and my mom swatting me, saying, "No, that's not funny." But I don't think they ever found that Jesus.